Hello everyone, how are you? I hope all of you are doing really good. So welcome to another session, and in this session we are going to discuss about the concept of a very important chapter again, the operating or service costing. So far, whatever the chapters we have covered, we have been discussing about the manufacturing of goods, isn't it? The costing we have to do for the goods being manufactured, cost of goods produced, cost of goods sold, but nowhere we discussed about the services being provided. I am providing you the services through these lectures, right? I am charging you some amount. On what basis I am charging? I am not providing any goods. Forget about the books, right? Let's say I am not providing you with any books. I am just providing you with these lectures. That's it. So it is a service, isn't it? It is a service that I am providing. So on what basis I should be deciding that what is the amount to be charged for the services that I am providing? That is on the basis of whatever is the cost that is incurred in the provision of those services. What is the cost being incurred on the provision of those services plus the profit that we want to earn, that will be the sale price of the service, isn't it? So basically we have to prepare what, sir? Basically we have to prepare the same way. We have to prepare the cost sheet of a service. So what we will get to know from the cost sheet? From the cost sheet, we'll try to find out that what is the cost that is incurred in the provision of services plus whatever is the profit that we want to charge. This total will give me what? This total will give me the price to be charged. Price to be charged for a service. Clear? Price to be charged for a service. Any doubts? Right? So operating costing is a method of ascertaining the cost of providing or operating a service within or outside the undertaking. It is also known as service costing, applicable in the various sectors like hospitals, hotels, cinema, gas supply companies, water supply companies, canteen, electricity, handling the cost of material in the storeroom and all those things. Transport is one of the major part, right? Transport costing is one of the major part of this chapter. Clear? Now the next topic, what is the cost unit, sir? Cost unit is the unit for which we are trying to find out the cost, for which the operating cost is to be computed. That is cost per kg. Per kg is what? The cost unit, right? There are two types. One is the simple cost unit. Simple, when only one cost unit is required. For example, for the passenger transport, if I am running a bus carrying the passengers, I want to know what is my cost per passenger. Simple cost unit. Transport per kilometer, what is the cost that I have to incur for running the bus per kilometer? That's it, for one unit only. If I am carrying the passengers, I want to know the cost of carrying one passenger over 1 kilometer, that is per passenger kilometer. This is what we known as composite cost unit, right? This is known as what? This is known as the composite cost unit, where more than one cost unit is being used. A cost unit is said to be composite cost unit when two units are merged into one. For goods transport, per ton kilometer, right? The cost of carrying 1 ton over 1 kilometer, right? Hotel costing per room per day. Per room, what is the cost incurred for one room per day? Because the cost will be different if your room is occupied, the cost will be different if your room is empty. So we want to calculate what is the cost of one room one day. On that basis only we are going to decide on the charges. Hospital, electricity per bed per day, per kilowatt hour. So this is what is known as composite cost unit. There are two types of composite cost unit. One is the absolute composite cost unit, normally used in the transport costing, right? Absolute composite and commercial composite cost unit. What is absolute composite cost unit? Listen to it very carefully. The absolute composite cost unit says, let's say you are traveling there are three stations A, B and C. The distance here is 120 kilometers. From B to C it is 80 kilometers, and from C to A it is 150 kilometers, 180 kilometers, right? See, from A to B you are carrying 10 tons load. From B to C you are carrying 5 ton load. and from C to A you are carrying 8 ton load. So absolute composite cost unit, how will you calculate the value of this absolute composite cost unit? Sir, 120 kilometers, and what is the load carried? That is 10 ton. Plus for the next 80 kilometers, what is the load carried? That is 5 ton. For the next 180 kilometers, what is the load carried? That is 8 ton. This will give you what? The absolute composite cost unit, that what is the ton kilometer basically, right? What is the commercial composite? What is the commercial composite cost unit? He says for commercial composite cost unit, what is the total distance traveled? What is the total distance traveled? Total distance traveled is 120 plus 80 plus 180, isn't it? That is 280 kilometers. What is the average load carried? Average load carried over this 280 kilometers. Average here means the simple average, that is 10 plus 5 plus 8 divided by 3, right? 23 divided by 3. Multiply these two terms, you will get what? Commercial composite cost unit, right? So it is derived by multiplying total distance in kilometers by average load quantity, right? And average here means the simple average. Clear? The difference between the absolute ton kilometer and the commercial ton kilometer. This is one difference, right? That you should remember. There is a question, illustration number 1 in the ICM module on this. Now, what is the transport costing, sir? For transport costing, I want to know what, sir? I want to find out that what is the cost of carrying per passenger per kilometer, right? How will I find out, sir? For this, I will need two things. The one thing that I will need to find out is what is the total cost incurred, right? Total cost can be what? It can be the driver salary, right? It can be the conductor salary. The conductor will be there, sir. Conductor salary is there. Then repairs and maintenance cost will be there. Then fuel cost will be there. Then tires cost will be there. Then what other kind of cost can be? There's a depreciation of bus will be there. So all these things will be the total cost that we will be required to find out. The second thing that we require to find out is total cost. The second thing will be required to find out is total passenger kilometer. Total passenger kilometer. This is a composite cost unit, not a simple cost unit. If I divide the total cost by total passenger kilometer, what will I get is, if I divide this to, what I will get is cost per passenger kilometer. Why I am required to calculate this cost, sir? Why we need this cost per passenger kilometer? So that we can find out that how much is the amount to be charged from one passenger. If I am able to find out that what is the cost that I have to incur for each passenger and add profit to it, I will be able to find out that what is the amount that I want to charge from the passenger who will be traveling in that bus, isn't it? That is why we require it. Now, how to calculate the total passenger kilometers? Fine, sir. Let's say you have a bus, right, which runs between two stations A and B. The distance between that is 50 kilometers, right? And in one day the bus goes from A to B and then comes back from B to A also. Obviously, if the bus is going from A to B, it will come back also, na? It will come back also from B to A, right? This is known as what? When the bus is traveling from A to B and then from B to A return, this is known as what? This is known as one round trip, or we also call it as two single trips, right? The next thing, capacity of the bus is 50 passengers. But it is not a necessary in answer that all the time 50 passengers are there. No, sir. Average capacity utilized is 90%. That normally 90% of the bus is full, right? 90% passengers are there, rest 10% seats are empty, right? Whether going from A to B or B to A. How will you calculate the passenger kilometers in this particular case? He says, what is the number of bus? One bus. What is the distance between the two stations? That is 50 kilometers, right? And in one day there are two single trips. 50 kilometers one side from A to B, then again 50 kilometers from B to A, total 100 kilometers. 50 kilometers is one way distance. 50 kilometers into two single trips. Clear? This is for one day, sir. This is for one day. And your bus is running for the whole month. Let's say 30 days are there in the month. This part is for how many days? This part is for one day. Now, if I multiply it with 30 days in a month, what will I get? I will get the kilometers. We have not yet talked about passengers. We are just talking about the kilometers being traveled by the bus. Now, if I multiply it with 30, what will I get, sir? Then I will get for 1 month. And if I multiply it with 12 months, what I will get? I will get this value for the whole year. So it will depend upon the question that what is the information that is given, what is the information that is required, whether given is for the month or for the year or for the day. Normally it will be either for the month or for the year, right? Now I will multiply it with, this is what? This thing is going to give me what? First of all, let's see. This part will give me the total kilometers being traveled, by bus, right? Now what I want is, I want the passenger kilometers. I want to know the kilometers during which the passengers are also carried. So I will multiply it with what? The 50, that is the seating capacity of the passengers, but normally 90% is the occupancy rate. This 90% is what we call it as? We call it as the occupancy rate, sir. Occupancy rate, right? So whatever is the figure here. Now what will be the figure here, sir? 100 kilometer into 30 multiplied by 12 multiplied by 50 into 90%. That is 16,20,000 passenger kilometers. So this is how the passenger kilometers are to be calculated. Clear? A simple example I have taken, a small example. Any doubts? Right, sir? So when you divide the total cost by total passenger kilometers, you will get the cost per passenger kilometer. Now, if in the question they ask you to calculate the cost per kilometer only, then you will, this part will not be required in that case, if they are asking you the cost per kilometer, right? Now, two important points that you need to remember. First thing, if you are calculating the total passenger kilometers for the whole year, right, then your total cost should also be yearly, right? If you are calculating the total passenger kilometers for a particular month, then what will happen, sir? Your total cost should also be monthly. This you have to be very careful about, right? Both should be yearly, monthly, whatever the period that you are taking, it should be same for your cost and for the calculation of total passenger kilometers. Your period should be same. Your period should be absolutely same. Clear? Second thing, in the questions you will get the diesel cost or the fuel cost dependent upon the kilometers that the bus is going to travel, right? Now the bus says that this question says that 1 liter fuel is consumed for 10 kilometers and the cost of 1 liter fuel is rupees 50, right? Now we need to find out how much liters will be consumed overall. 10 kilometers, 1 liter. Now which kilometers you are going to take? Whether you are going to take 16,20,000 kilometers? No sir. 16,20,000 is the passenger kilometers. Are your passengers going to drink that fuel? Is the fuel cost going to be there on the passengers? No sir. The fuel cost is dependent only on the running of the bus, whether the passengers are there or not, doesn't matter, right? So your fuel cost will be for which period? For this part only. Your fuel cost will be for this part only. Clear? How much sir? 100 into 30 into 12, that is for 36,000. That is 36,000 kilometers. How much of the fuel is going to get consumed? That is 3600 liters multiplied by 50 rupees per liter. That will give you the total fuel cost. So when the fuel cost is there like this, you have to take the kilometers, not the passenger kilometers. Please do not commit such a mistake here. Right? This part is important sir. Calculation of the total passenger kilometers is the important part, and this is the first step that you have to follow. Then calculate the total cost, then total cost divided by passenger kilometers will give you the cost per passenger kilometer. Rest small variations can be there in the question that we have tackled already in the questions part, right? ICI module part, that there you will get to know the complete knowledge. The basic we have covered here. Steps involved is this: effective kilometers, effective passenger kilometers I have covered, right? Absolute commercial ton, that is fine sir. Then you have to calculate what is the fixed or standing charges, variable charges, total operating cost divided by effective passenger kilometers, right? Divided by effective passenger kilometers will give you what? Will give you the cost per passenger kilometer, right? Cost per passenger kilometer. Clear? So this is about transport costing. The next is hotel costing. Now what is there in the hotel costing sir? Hotel costing says, sir, the cost will be incurred if your rooms are occupied. Obviously if your rooms are occupied, the guests are staying in the hotel, you will have to incur the various costs. Tea, coffee cost will be there, toiletries cost will be there, lighting will be there. The guest obviously will not be sitting in the dark room, right? They will be needing the lighting, they will be using the water, they will be using the air conditioner, they will be using the geyser. So all these costs will be there. Clear? So cost unit can be per room per day or per bed per day. Per bed per day is normally used if you have the dormitory kind of thing, right? If there are 100 beds, the open room is there. In that case, you will have to identify that what is the cost per bed per day. If it is a dormitory kind of thing. Otherwise, per room per day. In the hotels you must have visited. Again, you have to calculate what is the what will be the cost. I want to know what? I want to know that what is the rent to be charged. Okay, forget about what I want to know. I want to know the room rent to be charged, right, per day. How will I be able to identify this? Again, I need two things. Sir, the one thing that I need is the total cost being incurred here. Right? The second thing that I will, profit is obviously the part of it. Right? Or I can say I will need the total cost per room per day. I will need what? The cost per room per day. The second thing that I will need is the profit. Profit will be given in the question, sir. Nothing to worry about it. The profit will be given in the question. Nothing to worry about it. Right? Sir, can you see without specs also? Yes, I can see a little bit about without specs because it is nearby only. So Actually the eyes, sometimes this part gets really tired wearing the specs all the time. That is why I have removed it. This much I can see, this much I am writing and all that I can see clearly, no issues. Okay, so cost per room per day. What is the cost per room per day? Here you will have to find out what is the total cost incurred, total cost, and you need to find out the room days. Room days means the number of days for which the rooms are occupied. Number of days for which rooms are occupied, right? So what is there? The effective room days are the number of rooms into occupancy rate into number of days. For how many days they are occupied and what is the occupancy rate? 60%, 50%, 80%, right? For how many days? For 30 days if you are calculating for the month, or multiplied by 12 months if you are calculating it for the whole year. Clear? Then you will have to find out the total cost. See here. What can be the total cost? Staff salaries, their room attendant salary, lighting, heating, power, repair, maintenance, license fee, interior decoration, depreciation can be there, variable charges are there, operating cost divided by number of room days, effective room days. What you will get is cost per room, cost per room per day, right? Add profit, you will get that what is the rent to be charged for that particular room. Clear? Hospital is absolutely same as hotel itself, right? Per bed in the hospital also we can calculate for one bed because the patient is occupying one bed, or if the patient is there in the private room, you must have seen the private rooms are there, then you can calculate per room per day. Same way, same. ITS services, the practical question, rest of the part we have, it is all about the practical part. There is no other calculation, specifically there is no other calculation, you just have to identify what is the cost, simple, right? You have to prepare the cost sheet for the various services. The first three services, transport, hotel and hospital, these are the most important services. Now, one more thing that is there important that you will face here. In case of hotel costing, if there are multiple rooms which are there, for example, there is a question which we have done, sir, there are three types of rooms, right? One is a single room, right? Then we have the double room, and then we have the triple room. And what is given, sir? The cost is given common. Let's say the 10 lakh is the cost. Now cost is given common for all the rooms, but the rent to be charged is going to be different. Now for a single room you will charge a different rent, for a double room you are going to charge a different rent, for triple room you are going to charge a different rent. If you are going to charge a different rent, then you must know that out of this 10 lakh, how much of the cost is attributable to a single room, how much of the cost is attributable to a double room, and how much of the cost is attributable out of this 10 lakh to a triple room. But how to do that? How to do that? For that, he says equivalent number of rooms to be calculated. How? Convert this double room into single room, triple room into single room. How? The question says rent of double room is twice that of single room, So can I frame this as equation that one double room is equal to two single rooms? Can I say this? Right? Can I say this now? I can say this, sir, that whatever is the rent I am charging from the double room, let's say the rent of the double room is 100 rupees. So what will be the rent of the single room? 50 rupees. How many rooms, single rooms will be required for this equivalent rent? Two single rooms will be required, right? So if there are one double room is equal to two single rooms, let's say from the information that is given, you have calculated 10,000 double room days. 10,000 double room days, it will be equivalent to how many single rooms? That is 2 into 10,000. That is 20,000 single rooms. So what I have done is I have converted my double rooms into single room now, right? That whatever is the cost or whatever is the earning from one double room, the same earning will be from two single rooms. So from 10,000 double rooms, the same earning will be from 20,000 single rooms. Similar way, he says the rent of triple room is equal to 2.5 times that of double room. 2.5 times of the double room. Now, what will you do in that case? Can I say this, can I frame this in the form of equation that one triple room is equal to 2.5 times the double room, right? That whatever is the rent being charged for the triple room, the same rent, if I want to charge from the double room, I will need how many double rooms? 2.5 rooms. Now here one double room, we are saying it as two single rooms. Can I substitute here? Can I say this as one triple room is equal to 2.5? I will replace this double room with this single rooms because I want to convert everything into a single room. So I'll say two single rooms, isn't it? Now can I say that one triple room is equal to 5 single rooms, right? This is my equation. Now if there are 10,000 triple rooms, how many single rooms will be required? That is 50,000 single rooms. What it means? It means that the rent or the earnings that I will do from 10,000 triple rooms, the same earnings, if I want to do it from the single rooms, I will require 50,000 single rooms, right? Now what we say is the equivalent to single rooms. When this conversion takes place, this is known as equivalent single rooms. So this is one type of conversion, the questions that you will face in the question, sir. Now another important point that you will face in the question, sir. What is that important point, sir? The point says, let's say it is a transport company, right? We have identified that total cost incurred is, let's say, 1,20,000. He says in addition to this total cost, there is the driver commission also. Driver commission also. What is the driver commission? That is 10% on total takings, right? And he says there is a profit also. Profit is 15% on total takings. Now what is this total takings? If you talk it about in the simple layman language, this total takings is nothing but your sale price. Is nothing but your sale price. Now this total takings will not be given in the question. Total takings will not be given in the question. Okay, sir. Let total takings be X. Let total takings be X. Now we know that sales value is equal to what? Is equal to cost plus profit. Any doubts on this thing? Sales value is equal to cost plus profit. What is the sales value here? That is this takings X. What is the cost here? Cost here is 1,20,000 is the cost, plus this driver commission also is a cost now, that is 0.10x, plus what is the profit here? Profit is 0.15x. Can you calculate the value of X from here? Very easily, sir, very easily. X is equal to 1,20,000 plus 0.25x, that is 0.75x, 1,20,000. So value of X will be 1,20,000 divided by 0.75, that is 1,60,000. This is what? sales value. Now you can calculate what will be the driver commission. That will be 10% of 1,60,000, that is 16,000. What will be the profit, sir? 15% of 1,60,000, 24,000. Clear? So this is another point that you will encounter in the questions regarding the total takings part. This is how you have to deal with it, right? So rest of the part will get covered in the questions. We have all the conceptual part or the important points which can arise here, we have already discussed here, right? Rest, the question part is definitely important, so we will be covering there. The first, please focus on the few important things, okay? Like I told you here, where is that discussion, that this point is very important, that if your total passenger kilometers are yearly or monthly, your total cost should also be in the same time period. And it is same for hotels also, it is same for hospitals also. For hotels also, if you are calculating the number of rooms for a particular month, your total cost should also be per month. If you are calculating the room days for the whole year, your cost should also be for the whole year. Clear? So with this, we are done with the service costing part. A lorry starts with a load of 20 metric ton of the goods from station A. It unloads 8 metric ton in station B and the balance of the goods in station C, right? So the lorry has started from station A, this is station A, this is station B and this is station C. So it started with 20 metric tons. Out of this 20 metric tons, 8 tons is unloaded here, right? And this journey is done with 20 metric ton. The further journey from B to C is done with 12 metric ton, right? On the return trip, it reaches the station A with a load of 16 metric ton. On the return journey means when it is returning from C to A, the total metric ton being carried is 16 metric ton. Then the distance is given. The distance between A to B, B to C and C to A are 80 kilometers, 120 kilometers and 160 kilometers. 80, 120, 160, that means this is 80 kilometer, this is 120 kilometer and this is 160 kilometer, right? There might be some shortcut now. Respectively, calculate the absolute metric empty kilometer and the commercial metric ton kilometer. So what is there in the absolute? In the absolute, we directly take that what is the quantity being carried over a specific kilometer. What is the quantity being carried over a specific kilometer? That is 20 metric ton being carried over 80 kilometers, 20 multiplied by 80 plus 12 metric ton being carried over 120 kilometers plus 16 metric ton carried over 160 kilometers. So that will give you the absolute basis 5600 metric ton. In case of the commercial basis, in case of the commercial metric ton kilometer, how do we calculate? We calculate the average weight being carried over the total distance. What is the total distance being carried? Total distance being carried here is 80 kilometers plus 120 kilometer plus 160 kilometer. Now over this total distance, we are not carrying the same weight. We are carrying the different weight. So he says calculate what is the simple average. On an average, what is the weight you are carrying. On some route we are carrying 20, then we are carrying 12, then we are carrying 160 divided by 3. That is simple average, not the weighted average. What we have to do is simple average, right? So this is what is done here. This is the average weight being carried over a total distance. 16 metric ton, this is the average weight being carried over 360 kilometers. So 5760 metric ton kilometer. This is the composite commercial basis. One is absolute, another one is commercial basis, absolute and commercial. Clear? I think the same question we have done in the YouTube lectures also. Same question is there, I think. Please let me know anything you want to ask in this question. Clear? Let's move ahead. Okay, let's move on to illustration number 2 now. Let's move to illustration number 2. Okay, let's see here. AXA passenger transport company is running 5 buses Vedant, that will depend whether it is required to be converted or not as per the requirement of the question, right? प्रीति नहीं, किलोमीटर का नहीं करेंगे हम, तो ये देखना है कि जितने भी किलोमीटर उसने टोटल ट्रेवल किया, किलोमीटर तो हमें पता है ना एग्जैक्टली उसने कितना कितना ट्रेवल किया, तो उसमें ऑन एन एवरेज कितना वेट उठाया, किसी किलोमीटर पे कितना उठाया, किसी किलोमीटर पे कितना उठाया, राइट? इसीलिए हमने किलो जो वेट है उसका एवरेज किया है, ना कि किलोमीटर का एवरेज, राइट? AXA passenger transport company is running 5 buses between 2 towns which are 40 kilometers apart. The seating capacity of each bus is 40 passengers. The following details are available from their books for the month of April. Salary of driver, cleaner and conductor 24,000, salary of supervisor 10,000, diesel and other oil 40,000, repairs and maintenance 8,000, tax and insurance 16,000, depreciation is given, interest is given, and total. Actual passengers carried were 75% of the seating capacity. All the 5 buses run on all the days for the month. Each bus made 1 round trip per day. Calculate the cost per passenger kilometer. And no inventories are there. Okay, in this particular question, my first question to all of you, that sir, this data, whatever the cost is given, whether it is the cost given for one bus or whether it is the cost given for all the 5 buses. Please read the question very carefully and let me know whether the information is given for one bus or whether the information is given for all the buses combined. Please tell me. Very simple question I have asked you guys. From the data itself, from the question itself, try to identify. Preetham says 5 bus, that it is the data for 5 bus. Okay. Vedant says 1 bus. Okay. Combined. That means 5 buses, right, Preeti? So you are saying combined means all the 5 buses. Rest of the people, Katiravan, Hari, Rema, what is your opinion regarding this? Mixed matlab? Katiravan, meaning of mixed, either it is 1 or 5. What is mixed here? Mixed, you want to say 3, acha, all 5, right? Okay. I thought mixed means 3 buses, 4 buses. Rema says 1 bus. See, this is the information that is given for 5 buses. This cost information is given for all the 5 buses. Sir, how do we get to know? Hari says 1 bus. Sir, it is given. The following details are available from their books. It is not mentioned anywhere that it is for a particular bus. Right? Or there is no other information from where we can get to know that whether it is for 1 bus. It is the total that is given from their books for the month of April. Now in the books they will not be recording only 1 bus. Now in the books they will be recording all the 5 buses. So this information is regarding all the 5 buses. Right? Why this information is important? Why this is important to identify that whether this is for 5 bus or 1 bus? Because accordingly we will be calculating the passenger kilometers, right? All 5 bus, right? So what will be my passenger kilometer? If all the cost is given for 5 buses, your passenger kilometer should also be for 5 buses. What will be the passenger kilometer? That will be 5 buses. What is the distance? That is 40 kilometers, right? No, Vedant, it will be 5 buses itself, because this is very much clear. If they are saying that this is available from their books, in the books they are recording all the 5 buses, right? So we cannot assume it to be one bus. We cannot assume it to be one bus. 5 buses into 40 kilometers, right? And one round trip. Round trip means one side, double side. This is one round trip. That means 2 single trips. 2 single trips. And what is the seating capacity? 40 seats. What is the occupancy? 75% is the occupancy, right? And this is about the one day. This is what the bus is doing in a one day. All the 5 buses are traveling for 40 kilometers up and down. That is 2 single trips. And there are 40 seats which are 75% occupied. So how many days are there in the April? I'll take 30 days, because the data is given for 1 month. The data is given for 1 month. That means the cost is given for 1 month. We will be calculating the passenger kilometers also for 1 month. 1 month means 30 days. Right? So 5 multiplied by 40 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 40. 75% of it multiplied by 30, that comes to 3,60,000. Right? This is 3,60,000 passenger kilometers. Absolutely correct. Now rest is simple, sir. All the cost is given to you. So you will write down all the cost. They have bifurcated the cost into standing charges. That what are the standing charges, what are the running charges, and what are the maintenance charges. Even if you will not bifurcate into the various types of charges, if you write it in continuous, that will also be correct, right? It will not be, the marks will not be deducted for that in the paper, right? So total cost divided by passenger kilometers, that is divided by 3,60,000 passenger kilometer, that you will get the cost per passenger kilometer 0.40. Clear? Any doubts in this question? So this is a very simple thing, but sometimes the small things create a confusion in the examination. How to avoid those things, that is important. The broader things I know you people will be able to tackle, but the problem is when it comes to the small things. When these small things create huge confusions, and that's where we lose the plot, where we lose the confidence in the paper. Okay, this is not my cup of tea. This is where we lose the plot, sir. So that's exactly what we have to avoid. Okay, any doubts on this? Any doubts in illustration number 3? Any doubts in this one? Illustration number 2, any doubts? Please quickly let me know so that we can move on to illustration number 3. No doubts? Okay. Let's move on to illustration number 3 now. Illustration number 3. ABC Transport Company. Good evening, Chetna. Illustration number 3. ABC Transport Company has given a route of 40 kilometers long to run bus. The bus cost company a sum of rupees 10 lakh rupees. It has been insured at 3% per annum. The annual tax will amount to rupees 20,000. Now here we are talking about a one bus, right? Here we are talking about one bus. If the cost data is given for one bus, then hurry, we will do the calculations accordingly. We will calculate it for one bus. right now. Garage rent is rupees 20,000 per month. Now, another interesting point to be noted here. Sir, insurance 3% per annum, that means this is annual. Here it has mentioned the annual tax. Then the garage rent, when it comes to garage rent, he is saying per month. Then he is saying the annual repairs will be 2,04,000. The bus is likely to last for 2.5 years. The driver's salary will be rupees 30,000 per month and the conductor's salary will be 25,000 per month, in addition to 10% of the takings as commission to be shared by driver and conductor equally. What is the takings? If I tell you in the simple terms, this takings, what is this taking, sir? Taking is nothing but your selling price, right? In the normal cost sheet sense, if we talk about the takings, that what is taking? Taking is nothing but your selling price. Now, cost of stationery will be 1,000 per month. Manager cum accountant salary will be 17,000 per month. Petrol and oil will be rupees 500 per 100 kilometers. Okay. The bus will make 3 up and down trips. That is 3 round trips. 3 round trips. 6 single trips. Carrying on an average 40 passengers on each trip. The bus will run on an average 25 days in a month, assuming 15% profit on the takings. On taking means 15% profit on the selling price. Calculate the bus fare to be charged per passenger kilometer, right? So here, the first thing that you have to be very careful about is that, sir, some of the expenses are given annually and some of the expenses are given monthly. So you should be careful here. Your mind should immediately give you the signal that we have to be careful here while taking the expenses, right? The service cost, either all the expenses should be annually, either it should be monthly. Sir, how do we decide then? The decision will be based on that how are you calculating the effective kilometers or the passenger kilometers. If you are calculating the passenger kilometers monthly, then all your cost should be monthly. If you are calculating the passenger kilometers annually, all your cost should be annually. That is the only fundamental here, right? So, in this particular question, the first we'll calculate is effective kilometers. What will be the effective kilometers, sir? How many buses there? One bus is there. What is the distance that it will be traveling? That is 40 kilometers. How many times? 3 up and down. That means 3 round trips, or we can say 6 single trips, right? 6 single trips that this bus will be going through in one day, multiplied by 25 days in a month. If you want to calculate annually, multiplied by 12 months, so that will give you the annual effective kilometers. That will be 72,000 kilometers. Next, what will be the passenger kilometer? What will be the passenger kilometer, sir? That will be 72,000 kilometer with 40 passengers in each trip. Right? There is no occupancy, 100% occupancy, sir. That will be 28,80,000 passenger kilometer. Right? Now, another important point here that, sir, why are we calculating this kilometer separately and passenger kilometer separately? The main point here why we are calculating this separately is because of this cost. Because of this cost, petrol and oil cost. It is 500 per 100 kilometer. So for 100 kilometer, this oil cost is 500 rupees. So I'll take it for 72,000 kilometer. What will be the oil cost? Preetham, you can solve it both. You can calculate it monthly or annually. I have done it annually. You can calculate monthly also. No issues in that. So the oil cost will be 3,60,000. Sir, why can't we multiply the oil cost with 28,80,000? Sir, very simple, very interesting question. Why can't we multiply the oil cost with 28,80,000? The reason being very simple. The passengers who are traveling, they are not going to consume that oil. So the oil cost, petrol cost, fuel cost, it is not dependent upon how many passengers you are carrying. It is only and only dependent upon the kilometers that you are traveling. So please do not commit a mistake that while calculating the diesel, petrol, oil, fuel cost, please do not take passenger kilometer. Take only the kilometers. Right? Correct, Hari. Then the second important point here. So we have calculated here total kilometers we have calculated, sir. Right, total passenger kilometers we have calculated, petrol and oil consumption we have calculated 3,60,000. Rest, now you will take all the charges. Insurance 3% of the total cost, annual tax is there, garage rent is there, monthly it is given, you will convert it annually. Depreciation is there, driver salary, fixed, stationery, manager cum accountant salary, total standing charges, running charges, diesel and oil calculated. Now commission here we cannot take it, sir. This total commission, we do not know the commission. What the question says, the commission is how much? The commission is 10% of the takings, and the selling price also we do not know. So we'll take 10% of X. This is what will be the commission, total commission of driver and salary, conductor. Okay, sir. So your total running charges, you will calculate. What you will do, sir, you will calculate the charges, this plus repairs, then you will form the equation that let the total takings be X, that is selling price be X. So what is the total taking here? Total taking is equal to total takings is equal to total cost plus profit. Total cost plus profit. So what is the total cost here? The total cost here means total standing charges as such we will take, that is 15,66,000. Right, plus we will take here diesel and oil we have calculated, sir, 3,60,000. Then what is the commission, sir? Commission is 0.10x plus the repairs are there, that is 2,04,000. Plus profit is there. How much of the profit is there? 15% of the profit. 15% profit on takings it is given, 0.15x. Now this should be equal to your X. X is equal to 15,66,000, that is standing charges. Running charges is 3,60,000 plus 10% of X. Then 2,04,000 is your maintenance charges plus profit. This is your profit. So from here we will calculate the value of X, that is the final sales value, total sales value, that is 28,40,000. Now we can calculate commission. Commission will be 10% of 28,40,000, which is to be divided 50% to driver and 50% to conductor. Right, so that will come to 1,42,000, and similarly profit will be 15% of 28,40,000. Right, that will give you the total fare per passenger kilometer. They have been dividing with the passenger kilometers side by side, or what you can do, you can calculate the total cost. Right, you can calculate the total cost plus the per passenger kilometer profit, then divided by passenger kilometers. Right, you can do it that ways also. That means what you can do is, you can do, sir, 24,14,000 plus profit of 4,26,000 divided by passenger kilometer, that is 28,80,000. That will give you 0.9861. So anyways you can calculate, sir. If you want to calculate side by side per passenger kilometers, this way is also correct, or if you want to write the total cost first and at the end you calculate the per passenger kilometer fare, even that is also correct. Both ways it is absolutely correct. Any doubts in this question? Any doubts, guys? Please let me know if you have any doubts in this particular question. Illustration number 3 we are done with. Hello everyone. No doubts, clear? Preetham says clear, Katiravan says no doubts. Rest of the people? You can do it like that, Hari. That's why I told you. It is more convenient, I understand. That's why I've told you. Even that is 101% correct. No issues in that. Right? That is 101% correct. Nothing to worry about it. Okay, let's move on to this fourth illustration now. A very important one again. Mark it as very important. Let's move on. SMC is a public school having 5 buses, each plying in the different directions for the transport of its school students. In view of a larger number of students availing of the bus service, the buses work 2 shifts daily, both in the morning and in the afternoon. The buses are garaged in the school. The workload of the student has been so arranged that in the morning, the first trip picks up the senior students and the second trip, plying an hour later, picks up the junior students. Similarly, in the afternoon, the first trip takes the junior students and an hour later, the second trip takes the senior students home. हाँ, एक क्वेश्चन कराया होगा, शायद करवाया होगा मैंने, कुछ ऐसा करवाया होगा या यही करवाया होगा. चलो, एनी हाउ, कोई बात नहीं, फिर भी हम करेंगे. The distance travelled by each bus one way is 8 kilometers. Okay, the school works for 25 days in a month and remains closed for vacation in May, June and December. The bus fee, however, is payable by students for all the 12 months in a year. Now, what are the trips? First, we'll talk about the trips, sir. How the trips are being managed here. We'll talk about first the trips. The trips have been divided into 2 shifts. One is the morning shift. In the morning, what is there, sir? In morning, let's say this is your school and this is the students' place, right? From where the students are picked up. Now, in the morning, the bus will first go to pick up from here, school to place. School, this is your school and this is the pickup place, right? The bus will travel 8 kilometers from school to the pickup place. The bus will pick up the students and come back 8 kilometers back to the school. This is shift 1. This is what? Shift 1. In the shift 1, which students are there? Morning, first trip picks up the senior students. Okay, sir. So this is the first shift, that is senior students. Now, what will happen in the second shift, sir? Again, in the second shift, this is what? This is your school and this is your pickup. Again, the bus will go to the pickup point, come back to the pickup point, traveling 8 kilometers, again 8 kilometers. Right, this is shift number 2, right? That is junior students. Clear? This is the whole fundamental regarding the morning, that how the buses are moving in the morning. So how many trips are there? And in the afternoon, okay, let's come to the afternoon first. In the afternoon, the same scenario is going to be there in the afternoon, sir. Same scenario is going to be there in the afternoon. In the first shift, what the bus will be doing is, now it will be not the pickup, it will be the drop point, right? School, right? So the bus will go 8 kilometers, drop the students, come back to the school 8 kilometers, because the bus is being garaged in the school itself. It is given in the question, right? This is what? Shift 1, where the bus will be dropping the junior students. The junior students is having all the fun. They are coming late, going early, very bad. This is what used to happen during the school times, isn't it? School and drop point. Again the bus will be going 8 kilometers. Again the bus will be coming back for 8 kilometers. This is the senior students. Senior students. So how many trips are there for the bus? In one day, how many trips are there? Sir, in one day there are 8. There are how many trips? There are 8 single trips per day. This is per day, right? 8 single trips per day. How many days in a month, sir? 25 days in a month. 25 days in a month, right? So this is the whole scenario. Now he says the remains closed for vacation also in the May, June and December. The bus fee is payable for all the 12 months. This is used to happen. The details of expenses are for the year are as follows. Driver salary is given 4,500 per month per driver. Cleaner salary is given 3,500 per month and salary payable for all the 12 months. The one cleaner is employed for all the buses. Now when you talk about cleaner, there is only one cleaner who is employed for all the 5 buses. Driver will be separate for all the buses, but cleaner is common for all the buses. License fee, taxes are given, insurance is there, repairs and maintenance is there, purchase price of the bus is there, life of the bus is there, scrap value is there, diesel cost is rupees 45 per liter. Each bus gives an average mileage of 4 km per liter of diesel. Okay, now again sir, please be very careful. License fee is given annum, insurance is given per annum, repairs and maintenance per annum, purchase price, and this will give you depreciation per annum, right? Now so you have to be careful what you are calculating, sir. Whether you are calculating the effective kilometers, accordingly will have to do. Another important point here, when we will talk about the diesel cost, if you are going for annual calculation, be very careful here. Here we are saying, when we are talking about the diesel cost, sir, right, annual diesel cost, I want to know for how many months the diesel cost will be there. The diesel cost will be there for 12 months. For how many months the diesel cost is to be calculated, sir? The cost of diesel is 4 kilometers in 1 liter and each liter gives you 45 rupees. I want to know that diesel cost is to be calculated for how many months. If I am calculating the effective kilometers or passenger kilometers or the student kilometers, whatever it is, for the whole year, diesel cost will be calculated for how many months? I want to know this. Please tell me quickly. Diesel cost will be calculated for how many months? Siddharth says 9 months. Okay. Hari says 9 months. Okay. Preetham says 9 months. Absolutely correct, sir. It will be 9 months. The reason being, during this vacation months, although the fee is being charged, but the buses will not be running. Isn't it? The buses will not be running during that period. Now, next is the seating capacity of each bus is 50 students. The seating capacity is fully occupied during the whole year. The students picked up and dropped. Correct. Everybody, 9 months. Well done. The students picked up and dropped within a range of 4 kilometers of the distance from the school are charged half fare, and 50% of the students traveling in each trip are in this category. Ignore interest. Since the charges are to be based on average cost, you are required to prepare a statement. Now he says that some of the students, they live nearby the school, right, within the range of 4 kilometers. They are being charged half fare, and the other students who are living beyond 4 kilometers, they are being charged full fare. Whatever is the fare, right, the fare we will calculate, sir. Prepare a statement showing the expenses of operating a single bus and a fleet of 5 buses for the year. Expenses you have to show. So what will be the expenses? So driver salary will be there. It is 4,500 per month per driver. Per driver means per bus, right? If it is 4,500 per month, that means per driver. Per driver means per bus, na? One driver will be driving one bus only, na sir, right? Na? So it will be 4,500 into 12. So what will be for 5 buses? That will be 2,70,000. Now coming to the cleaner salary, very careful. Cleaner salary is 3,500 per month, but he says there is only one cleaner for all the 5 buses. So 3,500 per month is for all the 5 buses, not for one bus, right? So we'll do here 3,500 multiplied by 12 months to convert it annually. So here we will do it 42,000 divided by 5. Clear? Here it will be 54,000 multiplied by 5 buses. This is important, sir, here regarding the driver and the cleaner salary. This is going to be the difference, right? Then license fee, taxes, etc. License fees there, taxes are there which are given, insurance is there, depreciation you can calculate, repairs and maintenance is given to you, 35,000. Diesel now. For the diesel we need to calculate the kilometers. See here. Calculation of diesel cost. First, the distance travelled, 8 single trips, sir, not round trips. 8 single trips into 8 kilometers into 25 days into 9 months. Important. This is the distance being travelled and the cost of diesel will be 1,62,000 because he says in 4 kilometers 1 liter of the diesel is consumed. So in 14,400 kilometers, how much of the diesel will get consumed? Divided by 4, that is 3,600 liters of the diesel will get consumed, multiplied by 45 rupees per liter. 45 rupees per liter. That comes to 1,62,000. Clear, sir? This is the cost of diesel, 1,62,000. So this is the diesel cost. We have calculated the total cost. This was the first part of the question, right? This was the first part of the question. Now, second part of the question says, work out the average cost per student per month. Average cost per student per month in respect of the students coming from a distance of up to 4 kilometers and the students coming beyond 4 kilometers. That means first you have calculated the cost per month, right? Cost per month is simple, we have calculated. Now I want to calculate the cost per student per month for 2 category of students. One is half fare category, one is full fare category. That is difficult now because the cost is common. How do I bifurcate this cost, the monthly cost? How do I bifurcate this cost into 2 different categories? Out of this 31,500, how can I say how much of it is related to half fare, how much of it is related to full fare? Difficult to say, right? Now here we apply the equivalent concept. What is the equivalent concept here? That is, see, the seating capacity of the bus is 50 students, half fare students are 25 and full fare students are 25 students, right? Now he says, let's convert the full fare students into half fare students, equivalent to half fare students, equivalent to half fare students. Okay, sir. Now, if I write one equation, will you people agree with it? That, sir, whatever we charge from one full fare student, the same amount is charged from 2 half fare students. Do you agree with this statement? Sir, if you charge 100 rupees from a full fare student, right, the same from a half fare student you will be charging 50 rupees, na? But to earn the same 100 rupees from half fare students, how many half fare students you will require? That is 2. that will give you 100. Do you agree with this? Please let me know this equation first. Whatever you are earning from one full fare student, that let's say 100 rupees you are charging from a full fare student, the same amount if you want to earn from the half fare student, how many students will be required? 2 students will be required. 50, 50, 2 students, total 100, that will be equal to 1 full fare. Do you agree with this statement? Any doubts in this statement first? Any doubts in this statement first? Let me know. Quickly. Yes, Sarna? Clear? So, if there are 25 full fare students, as per this information, total seating capacity is 50. Out of this 50, 25 students are those who are coming within the 4 kilometers and 25 students are who are coming from beyond 4 kilometers full fare. So, 25 full fare students. Pritam, it is given in the question that during the trip, okay, I'll show you the question here. See here, it is given 50% of the, read this line, 50% of students traveling in each trip are in this category, right? 50% students are those which are coming from within the 4 kilometers and remaining 50% are which are coming from beyond 4 kilometers. Right? Okay, now, so what will happen here, sir? 25 full fare students will be equivalent to what? 2 multiplied by 25 half fare students, right? That is equivalent to 50 half fare students. Isn't it? अनिकेत, सीए इंटर ग्रुप 1 पेपर नंबर 8 आप कवर कर सकते हो हमारी वीडियोस से. यूट्यूब पर वीडियोस हैं, उसका कोई नया बैच नहीं आएगा. यूट्यूब पर वीडियोस हैं, आप उससे कवर कर सकते हो. आप साथ में प्रैक्टिस के लिए आप हैंडबुक्स बाय कर सकते हो. दैट्स व्हाट द सीएमए स्टूडेंट्स आर डूइंग फॉर पेपर नंबर 8, राइट? बाकी मॉड्यूल के लिए अगर कुछ लेकर आना होगा, विल टेल यू इन अक्टूबर. उससे पहले नहीं पॉसिबल होगा, ठीक है? 25 full fare students is equal to 50 half fare students. So bus, that's what it is done here. 50 students, that is the equivalent students. Full fare students 25 into 2. This is equivalent half fare students. What we call them? We call it as equivalent half fare students. Right? Now, the total equivalent number of students in a trip is 75. That is 50 students plus 25 students so were there, originally were there. Total 75 in one trip. So, total number of equivalent student in two trips, that is senior and junior, 150 students will be there in 2 trips. Right? So, 150 students will be there in 2 trips. So, that is what is done here. For 5 buses, it will be 750 students, and the cost per month divided by the total number of equivalent students, that will give you the cost per half fare student. Now, this is what you are getting is the cost per half fare student, right? Cost per half fare student, that is 210 rupees. For 4 kilometers, 210 rupees. Now, what will be the cost for the full fare? It will get doubled, sir. It will get doubled, right? 210 into 2, 420. ऋषभ, उसका PDF चाहिए तो उसकी जो फ्री वीडियोस है उनकी डिस्क्रिप्शन में गूगल फॉर्म का लिंक है, गूगल फॉर्म भरो ऑटोमेटिकली आपको जैसे ही सबमिट करोगे आपको स्क्रीन पे डाउनलोड लिंक दिख जाएगा, मेल नहीं आएगी अलग से, ठीक है, मेल नहीं आएगी अलग से। आप गूगल फॉर्म भरो, वहां से ही आपको सबमिट करने पे इमीडिएटली ऑन सबमिशन यू विल सी द डाउनलोड लिंक। हाँ जी, एनी डाउट्स इन दिस क्वेश्चन? मार्क इट एज इंपॉर्टेंट बिकॉज दिस क्वेश्चन वाज रिसेंटली आस्क्ड विद अ ट्विस्ट. Instead of a school, this question was there that there are office employees who are traveling from 4 kilometers and beyond 4 kilometers, right? It was converted from school, it was converted into the office employees. So from that perspective, this question is extremely important, sir. That means this question has been asked in the examination. Very important question. The conversion is important. That's the most important thing here, that what is the conversion here. Clear? Any doubts? Quickly let me know if there are any doubts. And all those who want the updates, regular updates regarding the lectures or upcoming batches or everything, please join the WhatsApp channel that we have created, right? The WhatsApp channel, it is there in the pinned comments. You can join that. There we will keep on posting all the updates regarding the upcoming batches and all those things we'll keep on posting there. Preetham says clear. Rest of the people, please let me know if it is clear quickly. Please let me know if it is clear, sir. Yes, definitely. That's true for every question, Hari. That is true for every question. Clear? Okay. Let's move on to illustration number 5 now. The last illustration for transport costing. Let's move on to illustration number 5. GTC has a lorry of 6 ton carrying capacity. It operates the lorry service from city A to city B for a particular vendor. Okay. It charges 2500 per ton from city A to city B and 2200 per ton on the return journey from B to A. The goods are also delivered to an intermediate city C, but no extra charges, not changes, charges are billed for unloading the goods in between the destination city, and no concession in the rates is given for the reduced load after unloading at intermediate city. That means the regular trips are between A to B, right? This is A station, this is B station, right? Normally it goes from A to B. Sometimes there is an intermediate station C, and then it goes from A to C, then C to B. Sometimes, right? Not every time, but sometimes. The charges are 2400 while going from A to B, and while coming from B to A, it is 2200. Distance between A to B is 300 kilometers. So this distance is how much? This is 300 kilometer, right? Then from distance from city A to C is 140 kilometers. That means this distance will be 160 kilometer, right now? Okay. In the month of January, the truck made 12 journeys between city A and city B. The details of the journeys are as follows. So outward journey is there, 10 journeys from A to B with a 6 ton load. So 10 in those 10 journeys are straight away from A to B. The truck did not stop at station C. That was a straightforward journey from A to B. 10 journeys are there with a 6 ton load. Okay, sir. Fine. Now another 2 journeys were there. Total 12 journeys are there, na? So out of 12 journey, in the 10 journey, the truck directly went from A to B. In the next two journeys, it went from A to C with a 6-ton load, right? Here, twice, 2 times it is going with a 6-ton load from A to C first, from A to C. Then from C to B, with a 4-ton load. That means here at station C, unloaded 2 tons, right? Then traveled from C to B. For these two journeys itself, this is not an additional journey, right? For these two journeys, it is traveling with 4 tons. Clear? This is all about the outward journey of that truck for a particular month. Now, what happened with the return journey, sir? There were 5 journeys where the truck returned from B to A, but the problem was that it was carrying, instead of 6 tons, it was carrying 8 tons. That means the truck was overloaded. You must have seen the overloaded trucks, sir. Whenever you are traveling on the highways and other things, you must have seen these overloaded trucks. This is one of that trucks, isn't it? The overloaded trucks, and you feel like it can overturn anytime, isn't it? From B to A, there were 6 journeys with a normal 6-ton load, right? Then there was a journey when it traveled from B to C. There was one journey, 5 plus 6, 11 journeys are already done. One journey is left. In that one journey, the truck did not come directly from B to A. It traveled from B to C first with a 6-ton load, right? B to C with a 6-ton load, unloaded everything there, and from C to A with a 0 load. Just an empty truck is traveling, right? Now, next he says the annual fixed cost and maintenance charges are 6 lakh and 1,20,000 respectively. Running charges spent during the month of January are 2,94,400. This includes 12,400 paid as penalty for overloading. Here, sir, here he is paying the penalty for overloading. Now, whether it is a normal thing or an abnormal cost, whether it is a normal cost or it is an abnormal cost, or obviously the penalty or overloading is your mistake, you will bear it from your pocket. So it is your abnormal cost. It is what? It is your abnormal cost, right? It is not a normal thing, sir. Okay, now you are required to calculate the cost per commercial ton kilometer and absolute ton kilometer, right? So let's see, sir, calculation of commercial ton kilometer. So in the commercial ton kilometer, what do we need? The first thing is total distance traveled. Total distance traveled is 300 kilometers, right? 300 kilometers and twice into 12 trips. 12 trip is one side, right? One side, sir. The truck is coming back also now in all those trips. The truck is coming back also now in all those trips. That is why multiplied with 2. That is 7,200 kilometers. This truck is traveling, right? 12 times it is going in the outward journey and 12 times it is coming in the inward journey. Clear? We need the total distance. We have calculated, sir. Now, over this total distance, what is the average weight being carried? Average weight carried on the outward journey, for 12 journeys, it is carrying 6 tons. For 12 journeys, that is this. For these 12 journeys, it is carrying 6 tons. Whatever is the journey, whether he is traveling from A to C, C to B, A to B, that is considered as a journey, sir, right? Then for 12 journeys, it is traveling with 6 tons, and for 2 journeys, it is being traveling with 4 tons. Total 80 tons weight. Return 5 journey with 8 tons, 6 journey with 6 ton, and 1 journey with 6 ton. This is from B to C. Sir, what about C to A? That is with 0 ton, sir. So total is 82. What is the total weight it has carried? 162. What is the total number of journeys it has done? The total number of journeys it has done is 10 plus 2 plus 2, right? Now every journey is being considered separately. This is important here. 14, right? 14 plus 5, 19 plus 6, 25 plus 1, 26. Total 26 journeys are there. Because we have to do simple average, sir. Simple. Number of journeys 26, average weight is 162 divided by 26, right? So total commercial ton kilometer is total distance traveled multiplied by simple average weight, that will give you commercial ton kilometer. Please tell me if this much is clear. Please tell me if this much is clear. If commercial ton kilometer is clear or not? Clear? Be very careful that if we are calculating that what is the weight being carried, for that we are considering what? We are considering every journey as a separate journey. That is why we have considered 26 journeys, because for each journey you are carrying a separate weight, right? For each journey you are carrying certain amount of weight. So that is why every journey is being calculated as a separate journey. Now here we are not taking 12 trips, we are talking about each journey. Now the absolute ton kilometer, in the absolute ton kilometer we exactly take that over a particular amount of kilometers what is the quantity of the tons carried, right? So he says outward journey from A to B 10 journeys 300 kilometers into 6 ton, right? This is outward journey. Yes. Now outward journey A to B 10 times you have crossed 300 kilometers traveled into with the 6 tons. From A to C, 2 journey 140 kilometers 6 tons. From C to B, 2 journey 160 kilometer 4 ton. Whatever the information is given, directly we have to add kilometers in that. Return journey from B to A, 5 journey 300 kilometer with 8 ton plus 6 journey 300 kilometer with 6 tons. Then B to C, 1 journey with 160 kilometers 6 tons. This is the total absolute ton kilometer. This one is simple. Absolute ton kilometer is comparatively a simpler one, right? Because in the commercial one we have to do all the calculations, all the average and all that. Absolute simple, sir. What is the distance traveled, how much of the weight you have carried and how many journeys? Simple, straight away. Is it clear? Is it clear? Absolute ton kilometer clear? Then the second part of the question says calculate the net profit or loss for the month of January. First they are calculating the monthly cost for running the truck. Standing charges, annual fixed cost is there, maintenance charges are there, per annum is there, per month we can calculate, right? Because we are calculating this commercial ton kilometers and all those. This is for a particular month of January, right? So we have calculated the kilometers for a particular month. So cost should also be for a particular month. Running cost 2,94,400 minus the penalty, because penalty is an abnormal cost. It will be taken in your profit and loss account. It will be taken up in your profit and loss account. It should not be considered for the fare to be charged, right? This 12,400 penalty, we are not going to take it from our customer, right? It will directly hit your P&L account, that is costing P&L account. So total monthly cost we have calculated. Now cost per commercial ton kilometer, whatever is the monthly cost divided by commercial tons. Absolute ton kilometer, cost divided by absolute tons. This is the cost that you will get, sir, right? Calculate the cost as per commercial ton kilometer and absolute ton kilometer. Clear? Second part, net profit and loss. Net profit and loss is dependent upon what is your earnings, what is your cost. What is your earnings? Your earnings is for the outward journey. How many trips are there? 10 plus 2 trips with 6 tons, total 12 trips you are doing now, and you are charging 2400 rupees for that, right? You will charge it for 6 ton because it is clearly given in the question that even if you will unload at C now, the goods are delivered to C, but no extra charges are billed for unloading in between the destination city, and no concession in the rates for reduced load after unloading. That it is irrelevant whether you are unloading or loading at city C, doesn't matter. We are going to charge 2400 for A to B directly for for your 12 journeys. Yes, correct Preeti. We will have to understand what weight is being carried by the lorry. हाँ गौरव, याद है. अरे 1 नहीं बजे, हाँ 1 बजे थे, 12 बजे थे, हाँ समथिंग कमेंट किया था तुमने. वेलकम बैक इन द लाइव, है ना. चलो यार, देखो रात भर बैठ के आप लोगों के लिए मेहनत करते हैं. लाइक कर दो यार, शेयर कर दिया करो वीडियोस, लाइक कर दिया करो, कमेंट्स कर दिया करो अच्छे. चलो सर, मूविंग अहेड. Now the next is for the return journey, 5 trips 8 ton into 2200, 6 plus 1 trips where you are carrying 6 tons multiplied by 2200 per ton, right? This is what less the monthly cost. Monthly cost we have calculated here 3,42,000, right? Monthly cost calculated. Operating profit, from this operating profit we will have to reduce the penalty also paid for overloading, because as I told you that the penalty will impact your costing P&L, and this is what we are preparing the profit and loss account, na sir. So here we will be taking up penalty paid for overloading, net loss for the month of 1200. क्या पूछ रहे हो गौरव? क्लास 12th की जब लाइव होगी मतलब, right? So this is the net loss that the company has to incur because of this penalty, sir, of overloading. Any doubts in this question? ट्वेल्थ क्लास की कब लाइव होगी? मतलब 12th क्लास तो मैं पढ़ा ही नहीं रहा अभी. Any doubts in illustration number 5? Right, so we are going now moving on to hotel costing, sir. A company runs a holiday home. For this purpose, it has hired a building at a rent of 10,000 per month along with 5% of the total taking. So what will be the rent? Rent is 10,000 per month plus 5% of the total takings. What is the total taking? That is equivalent to a sale price, right? It has 3 types of suites for its customers: single room, double room and the triple room. Type of suite is given single room. How many number of rooms are there? 100. Occupancy rate is 100%. Double rooms 50%, 50 is the number and 80% occupancy. Triple rooms 30 number, 60% occupancy. The rent of the double room suite is to be fixed at 2.5 times the single room suite, and that of triple room it is twice the double room. Fine, sir. The other expenses for the year 22-23 are as follows. Staff salaries are given, room attendant wages, lighting, heating, power, repair, renovation, laundry charges, interior decoration and sundries. So these are the various expenses which are given to you. Profit at the rate of 20% on the total taking, again 20% on the sales, and assume 360 days in a year. You are required to calculate the rent to be charged for each type of suite. Now, what is the problem here? The biggest problem here is that these expenses, whatever the expenses are given, these are given common for all the rooms, and we have the 3 categories of the rooms. So how to distribute these expenses amongst the 3 rooms? There is no information regarding the distribution given. Again, what we will have to do, we will have to convert all the rooms into one single category, equivalent rooms, right? So how we will calculate the equivalent rooms here? What is the single room here? Single room is 100 rooms are there, 100% is the occupancy throughout the year, that is for 360 days, right? So room days are 36,000, Equivalent room days are 36,000. Now what I will do is, I will convert double room into single room and triple room into single room. How will I do it? Double room suites are 50 rooms are there for 360 days, 80% occupancy. 14,400 is the double room. I want to convert it into single room. Now he says rent of one double room, right, is equal to rent of one double room is equal to 2.5 times the single room, isn't it? This is what is the equation that is given to you now. In the question he says that the rent of one double room is equal to 2.5 times the single room. I can write it like this. So if I have 14,400 single rooms, double room, 14,400 double room, so how many single rooms will be there? What does it mean? It means that the rent that I am earning from one double room, the rent that I am earning from one double room, the same rent if I want to earn from the single room, I will need 2.5 rooms, right? I will need 2.5 rooms to earn the same amount of rent from the single room. So for 14,400 double rooms, how many single rooms will be there? 2.5 multiplied by 14,400. One second. So 14,400 multiplied by 2.5, that is 36,000 equivalent single rooms. 36,000 equivalent single rooms, right? So this is what is done here, 36,000 equivalent single rooms. Now coming to triple rooms, in the normal circumstances there are 30 rooms, 360 days, 60% is the occupancy, 6480 triple rooms. Now I want to convert them into single rooms. How will I convert it? He says the rent of, now what is he saying? Sir, he says the rent of one triple room is equal to 2 times the double room. 2 times the double room, isn't it? The rent that I will earn from one triple room, the same rent if I want to earn from the double rooms, right, I will need 2 double rooms, isn't it? Now I want to convert it into a single room. Now one double room is equivalent to what? One double room, I'll substitute this now. Can I say one triple room, I will substitute the value now is equal to 2 times, I will substitute this double room value. I will write what is a one double room, that is 2.5 single rooms. I can substitute this value now easily, right? So from here what I will get is one triple room is equal to 5 single rooms, right? Obviously we won't be able to convert it then. Then 6480 triple rooms, 6480 triple rooms will be equal to how many single rooms? That is 5 into 6480. That is 32,400 equivalent single rooms. Now please let me know if it is clear. So that is what is there, 32,400 equivalent single rooms. Why we have converted into a single room? Because all the cost is given common, sir. The cost is not given for the individual category of the rooms. So that is why we have converted everything into single room. You can convert it into double room also. If you don't want to convert into single rooms, you can convert it into double room. Then you will have to convert the single room into double room, right? You will have to do the conversion, sir. You can convert it in any room. We have converted into a single room. You want to convert it into double room, or you want to convert everything into triple room, you can do that. There is no issue in that, right? Only you will have to be careful with the calculation in that case. Clear? Rest is simple, sir. Then we have taken all the cost as given, right? Then building rent, it is 10,000 per month. plus 5% of the takings. So takings we are going to be taking it as X. So 1,20,000 plus 5% on total taking. Total cost is 2521 plus 1,20,000, 26,41,000 plus 5% of the takings. Profit is 20% of takings. So if takings is equal to X, so that will be 26,41,000 plus 0.05x plus 0.20x. From here calculate the value of X, then you will calculate the value of building rent, right? Okay, so from here what we are getting is, we are getting the sales price, we are getting the total value that we will be earning. What he is asking for is, he is asking for the rent for one room, right? This is the total rent being charged, this is the total rent, this is not the rent per room. Whatever is the value of X that you will be getting, building rent you will be able to calculate then. The total value, this is the total rent that you are charging. And what is the question asking you about? The question is calculate the rent to be charged for each type of suite. So what is the rent to be charged? He says total number of rooms are 10440, right? This is the total number of rooms. Let R be the rent of the single room. Let R be the rent of the single room. So 104,400 R, that should be equal to the total rent that you are charging, isn't it? This 3521 is what? This is the total earnings, the total rent that you are receiving. So if you want to calculate it for one room, number of rooms multiplied by the rent per room is equal to the total rent. From here you will be able to calculate the value of this R, right? 33.73. Now this represents what? This is the rent of what? This is the rent of a single room, sir. This is the rent of a single room, sir. So what will be the rent of the double room? That will be multiplied by 2.5. And what will be the rent of the double room? That will be multiplied by 5, or it can also be written as 84.33 into 2. That is double the double room. Both ways it is correct, sir. Clear? This is again an important part here. This is an important part, that please do not leave the question here. This is the total rent being charged from all the rooms. He is asking you to calculate the rent from each category of the room. Okay, any doubts in this? Have you seen such a cheap hotel where you are getting the rent of the triple room for 168 rupees, a single room for 33 rupees? Have you ever seen that? Have you ever seen that? I haven't seen it. 33 rupees rent, sir. Maza aa jaye. Okay, is the question clear? Please let me know quickly if the question is clear, guys. Quickly. Clear now? No doubts. So this is a very important question on hotel costing. This question has been asked multiple times, sir. Not even once, but multiple times. So mark it as very important. Even I haven't seen. Nah. Who am I? Nothing. They should be. They should enroll in the CA course then. प्रीतम कह रहे गलती से डॉलर की जगह रुपी लग गया. ये बात सही है प्रीतम की. गलती से डॉलर की जगह रुपी लग गया. डॉलर मान सकते हैं सर, है ना. अगर $33 हो 85 के हिसाब से, हाँ 2800 रुपये का कमरा बनता है. ये बनता है सर, है ना. ये बात प्रीतम ने सही की है. कह रहा सर डॉलर की जगह गलती से रुपी लग गया है. Sir, actual, if you see na, the actual cost is quite less. If they are charging 2,000, 3,000 rupees for a room, right, which is quite common these days, but their actual cost is very less, very less. This is the reality. That's why there are huge profits in this industry specifically. There are huge profits. R is basically the rent to be charged for one room, right? One room. So if you have 1,04,400 rooms multiplied by R is what? R is the rent of a single room, one room. What is the number of rooms? 1,04,400. If you multiply the number of rooms with the rent of one room, so what will you get? You will get the total rent. Total rent is equal to this total sales value, 35,21,000. From there we calculate what is the rent of one room. Clear, Preeti? फटाफट से बता दो एक बार, क्लियर है? क्विकली. चलो, let's move on to illustration number 7 now. Another important illustration. This transport costing, hotel costing, these are very important. Hotel, hospital, transport, these are specifically important, sir. Right? A lodging home is being run in a small hill station with 100 single rooms. The home offers the concessional rates during the 6 off-season months in a year when the number of visitors are limited. Okay. During this period, half of the room rent is charged. The management's profit margin is targeted at 20% of the room rent. So what they are saying is that, sir, there is a hill station, right? Now in this hill station, this whole year, 12 months are being categorized into two different categories. Out of the 12 months, they are being divided into 6 months. Yes, that's why we have converted it into single rooms. That is the simplest. Now this 6 months is what? This is a season when you are getting a good number of visitors in the hill station in your hotel. This remaining 6 months is the off season, sir. Right, when you are not getting too much of the visitors. Okay. Now during the off season, they are charging half rent. Right, during this off season, they are charging half rent. Right, that means if they are charging 100 rupees during the season, they will be charging 50 rupees here. Right, if they are charging 100 rupees during the season, during the off season, they will be charging half rent, that is 50 rupees. The following is the cost estimate and other details for the year of 31st of March. Assume a month of 30 days. Occupancy during the season is 80%, while during the off season is 40%. Right? Fine, sir. During the season, the occupancy is given as 80%, and during the off season, the occupancy is only and only 40%. That's why the rates are dropped. The total investment in the home is 200 lakhs, of which 80% relate to the buildings and the balance for furniture and equipment. Okay. So out of this 200 lakhs, 80% and 20%, that is 160 lakh and 40 lakhs. 160 lakh is for buildings and remaining is for furniture and equipment. Expenses, staff salary is there, excluding the room attendant, 5,50,000, repairs are there, laundry charges, interior and miscellaneous expenses. Annual depreciation is to be provided for building at 5% and on furniture and equipment at 15% on the straight line basis. So that is there, 5% and 15% depreciation. Room attendants are paid rupees 10 per room day on the basis of occupancy of the rooms in a month, right? So obviously the attendants will be paid if the room is occupied, rupees 10 per room day on the basis of occupancy. Otherwise the attendant is sitting free now. Now monthly lighting charges are rupees 120 per room, except in the 4 months in winter when it is 30 per room. Now tell me, if there is a hill station, whether the winter time will be a season time or an off season time. Tell me that. Sir, you will go to the hill station in winters or in summers? Hill station is hills where the weather is very good, where you know the chill is there, enjoyable weather is there. South side people will not be experiencing that, because there is that winter kind of a season is not there in the southern part, isn't it? That winter jackets, sweaters, that kind of a season is not there, na? Okay, tell me whether the winter season is a season part or an off season for the hotel industry. Summer is season time. Preetham says summer is season time. Acha. Kathiravan says yes sir, we don't know what the winters are. है ना? Even I wish I could stay back in southern part because I don't like winters. Winter is off season, correct. So if you look it from this perspective, the winter is an off season. But sir, problem is, he's saying the winter is of 4 months and off season is of 6 months. Read the question carefully. He says lighting is 30 rupees during the winter season and winter is for 4 months. And we are saying winter is an off season, whereas off season is for 6 months. So that means this 6 months is further bifurcated into 2 parts. 2 months of summer season, right, when it is off season. 2 months of the summers when the visitors are not there, when the children exams are going on, they will not go to the hill station, right? And the remaining 4 months are the winter season. Clear? So that means summers consist of 6 months of season, 2 months of off season, right? So if we summarize here, I will say the summer season is what? 6 months of good season, right? And 2 months of off season. Clear? And if you talk about winter, it is 4 months of off season. Clear? So this is the summary, sir. Now he says you are required to work out the room rent chargeable per day both during the season. अरे प्रीतम यही तो बात है, यहाँ पर भी तो ऐसे ही होता है, हम कौन सा दिल्ली से दूर है कहीं. इट्स सेम हियर इन पंजाब ऑल्सो ना, दिल्ली पंजाब सेम. वेरी रेयर हरी बीमार होकर वापस आओगे तुम, हैं क्या बात कर रहे हो. स्नो देखने के लिए समर्स में जाओ, विंटर्स में थोड़ी ना. Both during the season and off season months on the basis of the foregoing information. Now again we have the 2 categories of season. One is the off season and one is the season. And all these expenses which are given, for example depreciation, staff salary, repairs to building, these are given common now. And the room rent is to be charged separately, for the season part separately, for the off season part separately. So again we will have to apply the conversion thing, sir. We'll again have to apply the conversion thing. So total room days in a year, let's see, season occupancy is 80%. During the season part, 100 rooms are there, right? 80% is the occupancy for 30 days in a month and 6 months. So 14,400 room days. This is during the season month when we are charging full rate. When we are charging full rate, right? So equivalent full room days. Now they are converting it everything into the full charge days, right? So he says 14,400, it is going to be 14,400. Second category, off season, 40% occupancy, 100 rooms, 40% occupancy for 30 days in a month into 6 months, 7,200 room days. Now here you are charging what, sir? Half. But if you want to convert this half into what? Into the full rooms. That means the rent that you will be getting from 7,200 rooms, right? Or I can say the rent if you will be getting from one half rate room will be equivalent to, or I can say two half rate rooms is equal to one full rate room. I can say this now. Sir, if the full rate is 100 rupees, half rate is 50 rupees, same earnings too. I can write it like this. I can say 2 half rate rooms is equal to 1 full rate room. I want to convert everything into full rate room. So if you have 7200 half rate rooms, so what will be, how many will be the full rate? 1 divided by 2 multiplied by 7200, that is 3600 equivalent full room days. Clear? So that is what is done here, that is 3600. So total room days is 21,600 under the normal circumstances, but we have converted them into 18,000 full room days. We have calculated the equivalent full room days because the cost is given common for all the season. So we need to convert it, sir. Is this part clear? Then talking about the cost, there is one cost, that is lighting charges, that is going to trouble you. Rest is simple. Staff salary is there, repairs, building, laundry, linen, interior expenses, depreciation, you can take it, sir. Right? Depreciation will not be an issue. Depreciation on furniture and equipment. Now room attendant wages. Now room attendant wages, he is being paid ₹10 per room depending upon the occupancy. So occupancy under the normal circumstances, not the equivalent part. Then it will be a loss for the room attendant, sir. The room attendant will be paid for 21,600 room days. It is not concerned whether he is getting for full room or half room charge. Room attendant will get a fixed rate 10 rupees. He should be paid for 21,600 room days, not 18,000. It will be a loss for him then, right? So 21,600. Now lighting charges. This is important point here. This is the important point of this question. Lighting charges, sir. Lighting charges, it says the monthly lighting charges are 120 per room except for 4 months in the winter when it is 30 rupees per room. So we will have to divide it. See, the first category is season and not winter, that is summer. Summer, how many? 6 months, right? So 100 rooms are there, 80% is the occupancy. Obviously the lighting will depend upon the occupancy for 6 months, and 120 rupees per month is the rate. We have not taken the days here because the rate is given monthly. So we'll write 100 rooms, 80% occupancy for 6 months, and 120 rupees per month is the rate. Clear? 57,600. Now off season and non-winter, again this is what? The summer season, sir. Right? 40%. Now here the occupancy is 40% for 2 months, but the rate will be 120 per month only. Rate will be 120 only because 30 is the rate only during the winter season. Now off season and winter, 40% occupancy, 100 rooms into 40%, 4 months, and here the rate will be 30 rupees. So this is the total lighting charges, right? Total lighting charges, total cost, profit margin is given 20% on the room rent or 25% on the cost. Total rent to be charged. Now for each room, total rent divided by equivalent to full room days. Now this is the rate of full room. So what will be the off season? Half of it, right? Please tell me if you have any doubts in any point. This lighting charges point is clear. This is a very important point of this question. Lighting charges point is clear. Good evening, Chetna. Quickly let me know if the lighting part is clear, because this is an important part of it. Everybody quickly let me know if everything is clear so we can move forward. Quickly guys, quickly answer. Clear. Katiravan says clear. Rest of the people. प्रीतम क्योंकि वो समर सीजन है, 2 months वाले में 120 रेट क्यों लिया? बिकॉज इट इज अ समर सीजन and in the question he says the rate is 30 only during the winter season. That is why during that off season, that is why this categorization is important. That is why this categorization is important now. During the summer season though, they will be charging 120 only for lighting, even if it is an off season. During the winters only it will be 30 rupees, right? Because in the winters now the fans will not run, the air conditioners will not run, only the geysers and all that will run, right? So that is why during the winter season the lighting charges will fall down. Clear, Pritam? प्रीतम फटाफट से बता दो, क्लियर है? Okay, in the meanwhile let's move on to the next part. So with this we are done with the hotel costing. Now we'll be moving on to the hospital, the costing of the hospitals. Okay, chalo. Costing of hospitals, it is very much yes, sorry, it is given now. Off season, whether it is summer, whether it is winter, the occupancy is 40%, but for the lighting part, in the off season also, when it is summer we will be charging 120, during the winters only it is 30 rupees. That is why this question is little bit confusing, right? Correct. Let's come to illustration number 8 on the hospital costing. The ABC hospital runs a critical care unit in a hired building. The CCU consists of 35 beds and 5 more beds can be added if required. Rent per month is given as 75,000. Supervisor 2% 25,000 per month each. Rent is also given for a month. This salary is also given for a month. Nurses 4% 20,000 per month each. Ward boys 4% 5,000 per month each. Doctors are paid 2,50,000 per month, paid on the basis of number of patients attended and the time spent by them. Other expenses for the year as follows. For the year are as follows. See why I am highlighting the things. Rent is given per month, the salaries are given per month, but now the further expenses which are given, they are given for the whole year, for the full year, right? Repairs are given, food to the patients variable is given, other services to patient variable, laundry charges variable, medicines variable, other fixed expenses. Administration expenses allocated are 10 lakh rupees. It was estimated that for 150 days in a year, 35 beds are occupied, and for 80 days, only 25 beds are occupied. So here, when we are talking about the hospital now, what we have to calculate, the patient days. The patient days is the number of days for which the patients were there on that hospital bed, right? So he says for 150 days, 35 beds were occupied, right? So how many patient days are there? That is 5250. For 80 days, 25 beds were occupied. How many patient days are there? That is 2000. Further, he says the hospital hired 750 beds at a charge of rupees 100 per bed per day to accommodate the flow of patients. However, this does not exceed more than 5 extra beds over and above the normal capacity of 35 beds on any day. Now, what he is saying is that, sir, in the whole year, you have hired 750 extra beds beyond 35 beds. It is given in the first line that you can add 5 more beds as and when required. So in the whole year, the hospital hired 750 beds, but at any one point of time, it was not more than 5 beds, right? Like today I hired 5 beds, then after 1 month again I hired 5 beds, right? I returned in between those 5 beds, because that is the space constraint now. So all in all, in the whole year, they have hired 750 more beds, right? So what is the total number of patient days here? 5250 plus 2000 plus 750, that is 8000 patient days. Okay, now he says calculate the profit per patient day if the hospital recovers on an average 2000 per day from each patient, right? So what will be the revenue here? What will be the revenue here is 2000 per day multiplied by how many patient days, sir? 8000 patient days multiplied by 8000. How much, sir? 1 crore 60 lakhs है ना, 1 crore 60 lakhs it is. See, 150 days into 5 beds, okay, you can do it, but otherwise we do not know na those 5 were during those 150 days only. It can be any time during the whole year. It can be any time during the whole year. So all in all 750 beds, simple, no need of doing 150 days into 5 beds. You do not know na that during this 150 days only you need extra beds, right? It can be any time. Clear? What you have applied is that, sir, for the remaining 80 days 25 beds are occupied, so no need of extra beds. That is also correct, I understand it, but simply we have to take 750 total beds being occupied. Now you have to calculate the profit. So calculation of number of patient days we have done. Statement of profitability, income for the year, 2000 rupees per patient you are calculating for per day. How many patient days are there? 8000 patient days, 1 crore 60 lakh rupees, too much. Then variable cost, doctor fees is there per month into 12, 30 lakhs, food to patient is there, other services are there, laundry charges are there, medicines are there, bed hire charges are also there, 750 into 100. 75,000 total variable cost, you will get contribution, then fixed cost is there, rent is there, given per month, converted into annually, supervisor salary is there, nurses salary is there, ward boys are there, repairs are there, other fixed expenses are there, administration expenses allocated are there, total fixed cost, you will get profit. And he is asking you to calculate what? He is asking you to calculate profit per patient day. There they have calculated contribution and patient days, contribution per patient day. Contribution is also a sort of profit, but you can also show profit per patient day, right? That will be 55,34,000 divided by 8,000. 55,34,000 divided by 8,000, that is rupees 691.75, right? So you have to show both the figures. Why they have calculated the contribution per patient day? Because if you look at the second part of the question, the second part says calculate the break-even point for the hospital. Break-even point will be what? The fixed cost divided by contribution per patient day. That how many patient days will be there at which the hospital will be at no profit no loss situation. So at 3,741 patient days, the hospital will be at a break-even point. That is why contribution per patient day has been calculated, but the question is asking you for the profit per patient day. So please calculate this profit per patient day also. Clear? Any doubts in this question? Please let me know if you have any doubts in this question. Quickly. This is for the hospital costing that we have done. Only one question on hospital costing. A simple question, and more or less this question has been asked, I think once maybe in the examination somewhere. स्वयं रिवीजन वीडियोस ले आएंगे, रिवीजन वीडियोस भी। वैसे हमारा फास्ट ट्रैक चल रहा है, ऑलराउंडर कोर्स चल रहा है, उसमें रिवीजन वीडियोस ऑलरेडी आ रहे हैं, हमारे ऑलरेडी अपलोड हो रहे हैं। तो देखूंगा अगर उसी रिवीजन वीडियोस को कंबाइन करके एक वीडियो बना देंगे, ठीक है ना। प्लीज लेट मी नो इफ इट इज क्लियर गाइज. This question is clear. Thank you, Swayam. Done. Let's move on to the next one then. Major part is done, sir. Major part is done. Let's come to illustration number 9. Let's come to illustration number 9. Following are the data pertaining to Infotech Private Limited for the year 2022-23. स्पष्ट हिमांशु, ठीक है जी, चलो बहुत बढ़िया, all clear, very good. Now it is related to the IT services, IT and ITES services, that the data is given related to an Infotech Private Limited for a particular year. Salary to software engineer 5 persons 15 lakh rupees, right? To 5 people you are paying 15 lakh rupees. Salary to project leaders 2 people 9 lakh rupees. Salary to project manager 6 lakh. Repair and maintenance cost and administrative overhead. So these are the 2 overheads which are there. This is basically the direct labor cost that is there, right? We can call it in the service costing term, we call it salary, but it is a kind of a direct labor cost that we are paying. Okay. Now the company executes a project XYZ. The details of the same are as follows. Project duration is given 6 months. On this project, who all are working? 1 project leader and 3 software engineers. So out of this 1 project leader, out of this 3 software engineers were involved for the entire duration of the project, whereas the project manager spent 2-month efforts only. This person, right, during the execution of the project. Correct, Hari. Travel expenses incurred for the project are 1,87,500. 2 laptops were purchased at a cost of rupees 50,000 each for use in the project, and the life of the same is estimated to be 2 years. Prepare the project cost sheet. Prepare the project cost sheet. Now we have to prepare the cost sheet for a particular project. So for project, what will be there? Salary will be there, sir. Salary will be there. Can you tell me the salary per person? Sir, the salary per person is 3 lakh rupees, isn't it here? And 4,50,000 here, right? So for this particular project, right, what will be the cost sheet here? The salary to engineers. What will be the salary that you will pay to engineers? Say there are 3 people who are involved in this project. Each person is getting 3 lakh rupees. But 3 lakh rupees is the annual salary, isn't it? And this project is for how much time? This project is for 6 months only. So I will charge here for 6 months, right? 3 multiplied by 3 lakh divided by 2, so it will be 4,50,000. Correct, Kathiravan? Then salary to project leader. Next is what? Salary to project leader. How many leaders are involved, sir? 1 leader is involved. He is being paid 4,50,000, but for 6 months only, sir. So divided by 2, that is 2,25,000. Next is salary to the project manager. Salary to project manager, sir. Project manager. Now he is getting a salary of 6 lakh rupees, but he is getting it annually, and he is involved in the project for only 2 months, not even 6 months. So we'll take his salary to this project only for 2 months. 2 divided by 12, that is 1 lakh rupees. Clear? What other expenses are there, sir? What other expenses are there? Now comes the real problem. The problem is that, Sarji, this repairs and maintenance and administration overheads 3 lakh and 12 lakh, how to allocate this 15 lakh to this particular project? This is the problem now. Sir, how to take these overheads? Now these overheads are not related to the particular project now, and we cannot directly divide it on the basis of 6 months. No, we cannot directly divide it on the basis of 6 months, because in the 6 months other projects will also be there. So how to take this 3 lakh and 12 lakh to this particular project, sir? That means we will have to calculate the absorption rate of this overheads. What will be the basis for absorption rate? The only and only thing that can be the base is this direct labor cost. That is why I have given this terminology, direct labor cost. The only absorption rate is what? Salaries. So what will be the absorption rate here? Total overheads, total salaries is 30 lakhs. So what is the absorption rate here, sir? What is the overhead absorption rate? Lenge sir, wo bhi Katiravan, that will also be there. As of now I'm talking about the overheads. That is 15 lakh divided by salary of 30 lakhs multiplied by 100. That is 50%. है ना? Correct, sir? That means overheads are 50% of the salary. 50% of total salary. This is the main important point of this question, right? So overheads here, what is the total salary here? What is the total salary? 4,50,000 plus 2,25,000 plus 1 lakh. So total salary here is 7,75,000. So I will add here overheads, that is 50% of total salary. 3,87,500, right? So 3,87,500 plus 7,75,000, that comes to total cost of 11,62,500. After that you have to add the travel expenses as well as the depreciation on the laptops, right? So this is what is there, sir. Let's see. Salary 775, 387, 500, travel expenses are there, and the depreciation on the laptop will obviously be there for 6 months. You have to charge 6 months depreciation. Please be very careful, right? 6 months depreciation is to be charged. So this will be the total project cost, right? So you will take here the travel expenses plus the travel expenses, right? Plus travel expenses plus the depreciation on laptop. Clear? So in this particular question, this overhead absorption was important, and the calculation of the individual salaries for that particular period, this is important. Is this clear, guys? Any doubts in illustration number, how much? 9. Any doubts in this? Please let me know if you have any doubts in illustration number 9. Quickly. And anyone here who has not yet joined the WhatsApp channel, they can join. The link is there in the pinned section, right? In the pinned comments, I have put up the link for the WhatsApp channel, because from now on, I'll be updating all the classes in the future. If we will be having this RTP sessions and all, I'll be updating in the channel also, right? Clear? Kadiravan says clear. Rest of the people, please let me know. Preetham says no doubt. Sir, these kind of questions can come in the examination. Definitely these can come in the examination. No doubt about it. Sometimes the institute asks such simple questions, na. Toll roads is there. Okay. Such simple question. This toll road question has also been asked in the examination, sir. All clear? Yes, that is the most important point, because we might miss out on the overhead, sir. but if there are total overheads, then something will be incurred on that project also, na? And we cannot directly distribute 6 months, because in the 6 months there will be other projects also which will be going on. So please do not distribute directly on the basis of time. Clear? Okay, let's move on to illustration number 10 now, that is on toll road. BHG Toll Plaza Limited built a 60-kilometer long highway and now operates a toll plaza to collect the toll from the passing vehicles using the highway. The company has estimated that a total of 12 crore vehicles, only single type of vehicle, will be using the highway during the next 10 years toll collection tenure, right? In the 10 years, 12 crore vehicles will pass through that toll. The toll operating and maintenance cost for the month of April are as follows. Salary to collection personnel, 3 shift, 4 persons per shift, 550 per day per person. So what will be the cost? Now we are talking about a particular month of April, right? So 3 shift, 4 persons per shift, 550 rupees per person per day. So multiplied by 30, this will be the collection personnel. 3 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 550 multiplied by 30, that comes to 1,98,000. Then supervisor, 2 shift, 1 person per shift, 2 shift, 1 person per shift, 750 per day per person multiplied by 30. So that will be 45,000. Security personnel, that is 3 shift, 6 persons per shift, 450 per day per person multiplied by 30. That is 2,43,000. Right? Then we have the toll booth manager, 2 shifts, 1 person per shift, 900 per day per person. That is 54,000. Electricity is there, telephone is there, maintenance cost is there, monthly depreciation and amortization expenses will be 1.5 crore. Further, the company needs 25% profit over the cost to cover the interest and other cost. Calculate the cost per kilometer per month. So that means whatever is the total cost divided by the number of kilometers, that is 60 kilometers, you will get the cost per kilometer per month. Isn't it? That is what you will get. So that is what is there. Salary to collection personnel, salary to supervisor, security personnel, toll booth manager, electricity, telephone, maintenance cost, everything we have taken. Total operating cost, add depreciation and amortization expenses, total cost. Whatever is the total cost per month, this is the cost for a particular month. If you divide by total kilometers, that is 60 kilometers, what you will get is cost per kilometer per month, right? Next part of the question, he says calculate the toll rate to be charged from the vehicle. Now when you talk about this toll rate, what will be there in this toll rate, sir? This toll rate will have what is the cost that is incurred for the toll, plus the company wants to charge 25% profit, that will be equal to your total toll rate. Now he says toll rate per vehicle. Toll rate per vehicle. So you will have to find out what? Toll rate will be cost plus profit divided by number of vehicles per month. So you will have to calculate how many vehicles will be there per month. How will you calculate, sir? He says 12 crore vehicles over a period of 10 years. So I will divide it by 10 years, right? I will divide it by 10 years. That will give me what? That will give me 1 crore 20 lakh vehicles in 1 year, per year. I needed what? I needed for 1 month. I will divide it by 12. I will divide it by 12, right? That will give me, that will give me what? That will give me 10 lakh vehicles per month, right? So that is how I will be charging the toll rate. Calculation of toll rate, that is the total cost plus the profit that they want to earn, that is 25%, divided by the vehicles. How many vehicles, sir? 10 lakh vehicles. So this will be the toll rate to be charged per vehicle 24.35. Clear? Any doubts in this question? Now this is an important question. This question was recently asked in November 23 or May 24 itself. This toll rate question was asked, sir. So this is an important question. Any doubts in illustration number 10? Please let me know if you have any doubts on this. Quickly guys, let me know if you have any doubts on this question. Clear? All clear? No doubts, very good. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Illustration number 11, that is for educational institutes. This we will take up tomorrow. I am leaving it for the time being 11th one because there are a few calculations that are to be understood in that. Let's come to illustration number 12 now. Let's come to illustration number 12. This illustration number 12, such a simple illustration, this has also been asked in the examination once for 5 marks. Free fund 5 marks. Sometimes the institute is so lenient now, they are like take marks, 5 marks, free fund question it was there. Same question sir, absolutely same question it was there in the examination. Okay, the Sanzier Life Care Limited operates in the life insurance business. Last year it launched a new term insurance policy for the practicing professionals. That is the Professionals Protection Plus. Okay, whenever tomorrow as a chartered accountant, when you will start practicing as a chartered accountant, all those who want to go into the practice, please contact this company and take this policy. Okay, just contact this Sanzier Life Care Limited and take their policy. The company has incurred the following expenditures during the last year for the policy. Policy development cost, cost of marketing of the policy, sales support expenses, policy issuance cost, policy servicing cost, claims management, IT cost. Correct, Hari. Postage and logistic facilities cost. Thank you, Ishika. Employee cost, office administration cost. Number of policies sold is 528. The total insured value of the policies is 1320 crore. Okay. Calculate the total cost of the professional protection plus policy, segregating the cost into 4 main activities: marketing and sales, operations, IT and support. So what will be there in the marketing and sales? Policy development cost is a part of marketing and sales. Yes sir. Cost of marketing, obviously marketing and sales, sales support and policy issuance cost. No sir. First 3 are a part of what? This is a part of marketing and sales. Marketing and sales. Then you have to issue the policy. Policy issuance cost, policy servicing cost, claims management cost. All this is a part of what? All this is a part of your operations. Right? All this is a part of what? All this is a part of the operations. Then IT cost, this single IT cost, then postage and logistics, facilities, employee cost, office administration cost, this is your support cost. So this is the categorization that they are asking for. Simple categorization only. Then he says calculate the cost per policy. Cost per policy means the total cost here, total cost divided by 528. That will give you what? The cost per policy, sir. Then he is asking for the calculate the cost per rupee of insured value. That will be what, sir? That will be total cost divided by 1320 CR. That will give you the cost per rupee of the insured value. That's it. Right? So total cost is 2 crore 36 lakh 3,600 divided by policies. That will give you the cost per policy, and divided by the total insured value. That will give you the cost per rupee of insured value. The only thing is, in the first part only the categorization is required. That's it. No calculations at all except for these last two. No calculations in between. Only the categorization to be shown. This is such a simple question. Any doubts in this question? Illustration number 12 we are done with. For the insurance company. Third one. The third one is cost per rupee of insured value. What is the value of insurance? It is given now. Total insured value is 1320. Cost per rupee. Cost per rupee means total cost divided by total insured value. Isn't it, Kathiravan? Clear? Cost per rupee of insured value. Insured value is given 1320 crores. What is the cost for each rupee? Cost each rupee means total cost divided by total insured value. Got it? Clear, 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 clear. Very good. Okay, coming to the next one. Let's come to illustration number 13. Come to illustration number 13, sir. The loan department of a bank performs several functions in addition to, correct. In addition to home loan application processing task, it is estimated that 25% of the overhead cost of the loan department are applicable to the processing of home loan application. He says there is a loan department. In that particular department, there are various loans which are being issued. The car loan can be there, other loans can be there, and in addition, there is one very specific loan he is talking about, that is the home loan. He says whatever is the total overhead cost of the whole department, of that 25% is for the home loan applications. Right? Out of the total overhead cost, 25% is for the home loan applications. Clear? The following information is given concerning the processing of a loan application. What is that? He says direct professional labor, loan processor monthly salary. 4 employees are there, 60,000 each, right? Given concerning the processing of a loan application. Then the loan department overhead costs are given to you, total 1,81,000. You are required to compute the cost of processing the home loan application on the assumption that 500 home loan applications are processed each month, right? Then direct professional labor that is given. Now here the loan processor monthly salary, this is the direct professional labor cost that is there. It is for the home loan, right? Service cost 25% of 1,81,000. So total processing cost per month, number of applications 500, processing cost per home loan application, that is 570.5. Any doubts in this? Any doubts in this? Illustration number 13 we are done with, sir. We are done with illustration number 13. Clear? Rest of the people, please quickly let me know if it is clear, guys. Because I have to close the class in the next few minutes itself. After that, the DJ will be there disturbing the class. So it's good that I've been able to conduct the major part of the class. Before any disturbance starts, we have done the major part of the class. Clear? Okay. Now, illustration number 14. Prepare the cost statement of Ignis thermal power station showing the cost of electricity generated per kilowatt hour from the data provided below pertaining to the year 22-23. So you have to show the cost per kilowatt hour. What do you have to show? Cost per kilowatt hour, right? So total units generated is 20 lakh kilowatt hour. So what is the total cost now? Operating labor is there, repairs and maintenance, lubricants is there, then plant supervision is there, administrative overheads are there, right? Then we have 5 kilowatt hours of electricity generated per kg of coal, consumed 4.25 per kg. The depreciation charges 5% on the capital asset. So in addition to all this, depreciation will be there, that is 5% of 5 crores, right? That you will take, sir. Then coal charges will be there. Yes, Hari. Then the coal charges, what will be the coal charges? Sir, he says for 5 kilowatt hour, right, of electricity generated, how much of the coal is required? 1 kg of the coal is required. And in the complete year, if we are generating 20 lakh kilowatt hours of electricity, we are generating 20 lakhs kilowatt hour of electricity. So how much of the coal will be required, sir? How much of the coal will be required? That is 4 lakh kg will be required. And what is the cost per kg? That is 4.25 per kg, right? So this will be the coal cost here. Rest everything is simple. Fixed cost, everything is there. Depreciation, total fixed cost, operating labor, lubricants, spares and stores, repair and maintenance. So coal cost is the main important component here. 17 lakh rupees total variable cost. Total cost divided by what? You need the cost per kilowatt hour. That is the total cost divided by 20 lakhs. Total cost divided by 20 lakhs. So if you can say 1 crore 36 lakhs, 1 crore 36 lakhs divided by 20 lakhs, yes, 6.8 you are getting. So it is not necessary that you have to calculate it here and here. You can simply take all that cost first, then total cost divided by the total kilowatt hours, that is 20 lakhs, that will give you the cost per kilowatt hour. Is it clear? Is it clear? Illustration number 14 done. Clear. Okay, let's move on to illustration number 15. Solar Power Limited has a power generation capacity of 1000 megawatt per day. On an average, it operates at 85% of the installed capacity. Okay, the cost structure is as under: employee cost per year is given, solar panel maintenance cost per year is given, site maintenance cost per year is given, depreciation is given to you. Calculate the cost of generating 1 kilowatt of power. Now here the units are important, sir. 1 megawatt is equal to 1000 kilowatt hour. Firstly, everything is given for the megawatt. 1000 megawatt, 85% capacity. But in the end, when he is asking you to calculate the cost of generating, he is asking for 1 kilowatt. Clear? So this is where you have to be very careful. The units, what is he asking about? estimated power generated in a year per day 1000 megawatt operating at 85% capacity. It is per day, it is given sir, per day. So for 365 days 3,10,250 megawatt. We are not yet talking about the kilowatt, right? Then what is the cost, total cost, estimated power generated in megawatt, right? That we have taken sir, 3,10,250. What is the cost of generating 1 megawatt? That is 2849.31. Now he says the cost of 1 megawatt is 2849.31, and it is given in the question that 1 megawatt is equal to 1000 kilowatt, right? So I can say this 1000 kilowatt hours, the cost for this is this, I can say now, because 1 megawatt is equal to 1000 kilowatt hours. So I can say if the cost of 1 megawatt is 2849.31, the cost of 1000 kilowatt hour is 2849.51. Requirement of the question is what? The requirement of the question is cost of generating 1 kilowatt hour of power, 1 kilowatt, not hour, 1 kilowatt. Right? So if 1000 kilowatt is equal to this, so what will be the 1 kilowatt? That will be 2849.31 divided by 1000. Right? So cost of 1 kilowatt is 2.849. Is it clear? Any doubts in illustration number 15? So in illustration number 15, you have to be careful with the megawatt, kilowatt, what is the units which are given, what is the units which have been asked. There you have to be careful about, sir. Please let me know if you have any doubts in illustration number 15. Important illustration, a huge question but simple. Thank you, Pritam, thank you. Definitely, I will also miss, I will, in this 1.5 month, in 2 months, not 1.5 month, in 2 months, I have been in the habit of 8 o'clock, okay class, 8 o'clock, okay class. Now I will be free. Definitely. Okay, so let's start with, and all these discussions and gappofang we will do at the end now. First, let's complete our chapter. AD Higher Secondary School offers the course for 11th and 12th standard in 3 streams, that is arts, commerce and science. AHSS runs the higher secondary classes along with the primary and secondary classes, but for accounting purpose it treats the higher secondary as a separate responsibility center, right? So the higher secondary section, it is being considered as a separate responsibility center. The managing committee of the school wants to revise the fee structure for higher secondary students. The accountant of the school has provided the following details for the year. He says the teacher salary. Right, Kathiravan. 8 o'clock class. Now we'll stay connected, don't worry. We'll stay connected, guys. The accountant has provided the following details for the year, and accountant is providing the details for all the sections, for higher secondary also, for primary also, and for secondary classes also, right? Come back to the class now. We'll do all this discussion at the end, okay? Now, teacher salary, there are 25 teachers. Each teacher is getting 35,000 per month multiplied by 12 months, right? Principal salary 14,40,000. Lab attendant salary, there are 2 attendants, 15,000 per month each into 12 months. Salary to library staff is there. Salary to peon is there. 4 peon 10,000 12 months. Salary to other staff, examination expenditure, office and administration cost, annual day cost and the sport expenses. Now these are the expenses which are given for primary, secondary, higher secondary. For the whole school it is given, right? But we need to focus on what? See this line. He says the management committee of the school wants to revise the fee structure of the higher secondary students only. So that means out of this cost, we will need to find out that what will be the cost for the higher secondary students. Fine. There is the information that is given that the number of students in the standard 11th and 12th, that is higher secondary, section, and primary and secondary section. Number of students are given, lab classes in a year are given, number of examinations in a year are given, time spent at library by the students per year is given to you, time spent by the principal for administration is given, teachers, that how many teachers are there for 11th and 12th standard, 4, 5 and 6, remaining 10 are for the primary and secondary. Now he says one teacher who teaches economics for art stream also teaches to the commerce stream, right? The teacher takes 1040 classes in a year. It includes 208 classes for the commerce students, right? So it is a art stream teacher, right? They are getting a salary. The main salary is for the art stream, but total 1040 hours, it is giving 208 hours for the commerce stream also, right? So that means 1040 minus 208, 832 hours they are for art stream. The major part is there for the art stream, and out of that some part is there for the commerce stream also. There is another teacher who teaches the mathematics for the science stream student and also teaches business mathematics to commerce stream. She takes 1100 classes in a year, out of which 160 classes are for commerce stream. So this teacher is mainly for the science stream, right? Total 1100 classes, out of that 160 is for commerce, right? And 1100 minus 160, 940 classes will be for science stream, right? Okay, next is one PN is fully dedicated for the higher secondary section. Other PNs dedicate their 15% time for the higher secondary section. All the school students, irrespective of section and age, participate in the annual function and sport activities. Calculate the cost per student per annum for all the three streams. Three streams means arts, commerce and science. That means we have to focus on the higher secondary section, right? We have to focus on the higher secondary section. Clear? Now the first thing is we will have to distribute this cost between the different streams, because what they are asking is calculate the cost per student per annum for all the three streams, right? That means we need to find out the cost per stream per annum divided by number of students. That will give you the cost per student per annum, isn't it? Right now, so for the cost, what are the various costs? Like the teacher's salary is there. So teacher's salary, how can we distribute? That will be distributed on the basis of number of teachers, right? Like here for the art stream, there are 4 teachers. Each teacher is getting what salary, sir? 35,000 per month. Each teacher is getting 35,000 per month multiplied by 12 months. Here 5 teachers, sir, multiplied by 35,000 multiplied by 12. 6 teachers, 35,000 multiplied by 12. That will give you the teacher's salary for individual streams, right? Let's see here. I will come to the teacher's salary first. So number of teachers, right? Salary per annum, that is 35,000 into 12, 4,20,000, 420, 420. This is each for each teacher. This is for each teacher. Total salary, this is the total salary that they will be getting. Now, very important adjustment here. What is that important adjustment? That is related to this part. Point number 2 and 3. Point number 2 and 3. Very important adjustment. Let's see the art stream. There is a teacher who is getting a salary of 4,20,000, right? Out of that salary, now you will have to divide that between the arts and commerce. Mainly that teacher is for which stream? The arts stream, right? Let's see here. One second. What is this working note number 2? Reapportionment of the economics and mathematics teacher. This economics teacher, number of classes 832 and 208, right? Now he says this teacher is getting a salary of 4,20,000 for how many hours? 1040 hours. Total hours is 1040. This teacher is getting a salary of 4,20,000. Right? How 4,20,000? So 35,000 per month multiplied by 12. This is the salary that teacher is getting. Right? Now he says you need to divide this salary between the arts and the commerce stream. He says out of this 208 hours is for the commerce stream. So some part of this salary should be subtracted from the arts stream and it should be added in the commerce. How much? 4,20,000 divided by 1040 multiplied by 208. Divided by 1040 multiplied by 208. That is 84,000. Now this 84,000 worth of cost, it should not be there in the arts stream. It should be there in the commerce, right? So what they have done is they will say we will subtract it from the arts and we will add it to the commerce. For the number of hours the teacher has given to the commerce stream, it is the cost for the commerce stream and not for the art stream. Clear? Similarly, for the mathematics teacher, for 1100 hours, this teacher is getting 4,20,000. Now, out of this, 160 hours are being given to the commerce stream. Divided by 1100 multiplied by 160. That comes to 61091, correct? 61091. Now this is the cost which belongs to commerce stream. It is not a cost for the science stream. So we will subtract it from the science stream and we will add it to the commerce stream. Is this point clear? Because this is very important and the major tricky point of this question. Is this point clear? That sir, out of this total salary you will have to reduce by 84,000 the art stream cost. The total teacher salary is 16,80,000. See here, teacher salary 16,80,000, 21,25,000. Reapportionment here, you will have to reduce this by 84,000 and here you will have 84,000 plus 61,091. The total is 149. Here also in the science stream you will have to reduce their cost because some hours were given to the commerce stream. So whatever is the number of hours given to the commerce part, it will add to the cost of the commerce stream and not arts and science. Is it clear, guys? Please let me know if this is clear. Please let me know quickly. Ritika says clear. Rest of the people. Thank you, Yashas Pujari. Thank you, Yashas. Thank you so much. Really grateful that you are a part of the KSJ family. Thank you so much and keep sharing with all your friends and everybody. Please do share your results after your attempt, right? Clear? Okay, everybody says clear. So this is the most important point here. Rest of the points are simple, sir. Principal salary, how will you distribute the principal salary? On the basis of the time spent by the principal, right? This principal salary will be distributed on the basis of time spent by principal in administration, right? Next, lab attendant salary. What is given regarding the lab attendant salary? Anything given regarding that? Nice, sir. So lab attendant salary will be distributed on the basis of the lab classes in a year. So it will be for the science stream only. Arts and commerce stream, the lab is not required, sir. It will be on the basis of lab classes. Salary to library staff, it will be distributed on the basis of what? On the basis of time spent in library. Time spent at library. right, by students. So in that ratio you will distribute this cost amongst all the streams. Salary to peon. Now this is interesting, sir. Something is given regarding the peon. He says one peon is fully dedicated for the higher section and the other peons, they dedicate 15% of their time. So how many peons are there? There are 4 peon. How will you calculate for the higher secondary section? For higher secondary section, he says one peon is fully dedicated. 1 peon into 10,000 multiplied by 12, that is 12,000 rupees. Remaining 3 into 10,000 into 12, but only 15% of it, right? That is 54,000. Clear? 54,000. So this will be 66,000 for the higher secondary section. Clear, sir? So salary to peon, it is there, working note number 6 they have created here, sir. See, okay, something wrong here. Okay, 1,20,000. Okay, calculation mistake, sir. Calculation mistake here. Where is peon? Not 12,000, 1,20,000, sir. 1,20,000 plus 54,000, 1,74,000. Right? 1,74,000. Right now? Yes, sir. So salary of then it is to be distributed. Now 1,74,000 is what? 1,74,000 is for the complete higher secondary section. Now how to distribute it between the 3 streams? There is no other way. We have distributed it on the basis of number of students. Clear? On the basis of number of students. Next is salary to other staff. Other staff also on the basis of number of students we can distribute, sir. Okay, Pritam. Regarding the peon, he says there is one peon who is dedicated 100% of the time to higher secondary section. So one peon, 10,000 rupees multiplied by 12. 10,000 is per month. So 1,20,000. Right? The other 3 peon, they are dedicated only 15% of the time to higher secondary. So whatever is the total salary, out of that only 15% is allocated to higher secondary. That is 54,000. So total cost of peon for the higher secondary section is 1,74,000. This 1,74,000 is then to be distributed between arts, commerce and science. In which ratio you will distribute it? You will distribute it in the ratio of number of students. Clear, Pritam? Now, examination expenditure. Examination expenditure is done on the basis of number of examinations. Number of examinations. Sir, office and administration cost, annual day expenses and the sports expenses, there is no other option than distributing it on the basis of number of students. Right? So this we are distributing it on the basis of number of students. Now in this question, I think examination expenditure also they have distributed on the basis of number of students. Read this 8 point. He says examination expenses has been apportioned on the basis of number of students, but it may be apportioned on the basis of number of examinations also. Sir, more logical on the basis of number of examination, because we have the base for the distribution. If we are having a base for the distribution, then why not distribute on that base? Isn't it? So you can go for the number of examinations, no issues in that. Clear? So once you have distributed everything, what you will get is the total cost per annum after the distribution. We need to focus on 3 streams only. We need to focus on this, this and this. 3 streams of the higher secondary section. Then cost per student per annum. Cost we have calculated, number of students are given to you, divide you will get cost per student per annum. Right? So most important point here is the distribution of the cost, that how the cost is to be divided amongst the various streams, and in that the teacher's salary and the PN point is important, right? That how to distribute that, because these are the 2 points where the mistake can be committed. Rest is simple. Another thing that is important here is that you should be careful with the calculations. Please, for God's sake, do not commit calculation mistakes in the examination. That is the major blunder, and that for that, please do the written practice. Please do the written practice. That is really important, guys, really important. Okay, so first part is done. We are done with the first part. Second part, if the management decides to take a uniform fee of 1,000 per month from all the higher secondary students, calculate the stream-wise profitability. What will be the profitability, sir? What will be the profitability? Total fees per annum 1,000 per month. So per annum 12,000. Cost per student is there. We have just calculated the cost per student, right? This is the fee that you will be charging. So what will be the profit or the loss, right? Number of students is given. What will be the total profit or the loss that you will be getting if you are charging a uniform fee of 1,000 from all the streams? Third part says, if the management decides to take 10% profit on the cost, compute the fee to be charged from the students of all the 3 streams respectively. What is the cost? We have calculated, sir. Cost per student we have calculated. Add 10% profit. So this is the fee per annum to be charged from one student, right? What is the fee per month? Because he is asking you for the fee per month. Yes, sir, he is asking you for the fee to be charged from the students respectively. Okay, they have calculated annually and they have calculated per month also, right? They have calculated annually also and they have calculated per month also. So this is per month, this divided by 12. Clear? Yes, sorry, because we have to focus on only the higher secondary section. That is what is the requirement. हाँ रितिका, वो होता है स्टार्टिंग में डेफिनेटली इट सीम्स टू बी little bit difficult, but as you keep on doing the things, as you keep on practicing the things, you gain the mastery, you gain the hold on the basics, then the things seem to be very simple by the time you come to the end of the topics, right? The things become extremely simple then. That is the benefit, that's true. That is basically the learning curve concept. The CMA students will know the learning curve concept. They have the chapter there, learning curve concept. The first time you will do something, it will take more time. Next time you will do, you have the experience now, your time will come down. Clear? Any doubts in this particular illustration? Mark it as important. Please do practice this illustration. It is a simple one. And the molded part of it in any form can come in the examination. Okay? Please do revise this illustration. Any doubts, guys? Please let me know. Any doubts in illustration number 11? Clear? It wasn't that difficult. The only thing is small points where you have to be really focused, like the distribution of teacher salary and then the PN pointers there. So that is where you can get stuck in the examination. Rest of the people, please confirm if it is clear, then we'll move on to the back questions. No doubt, clear. Okay. So now we will move on to the back questions. Nearing the end. Practical problems 1, 2 and 3. No doubts. Very good. Clear. Very good. Okay. Let's come to practical problem number 1. SLS infrastructure build and operates 110 kilometers highway on the basis of build, operate, transfer for a period of 25 years. A traffic assessment carried out to estimate the traffic flow per day shows the following figures. Right? Two-wheelers, daily traffic is 44,500, car and SUV is given, bus and LCV is given, heavy commercial vehicles is given to you. The following is the estimated cost of the project. Site clearance, land development, filling, subways and all that cost is given to you, total project cost. An estimated cost of 11-20 lakh has to be incurred on administration and toll plaza operation. On the basis of vehicle specifications, that is weight, size, time saving, etc., the following weights has been assigned to the passing vehicles. Two-wheelers 5%, car and SUV 20%, bus and LCV 30% and heavy commercial vehicles 45%. Calculate the total project cost. Calculate the total project cost per day of concession period. So what is a concession period here, sir? He says the concession period is 25 years, right? 25 years. He says you have to calculate the cost per day of concession period. So how many days will be there in the concession period? 25 years multiplied by 360 days or 365 days. 25 multiplied by 360, that is 9,000 days. What is the cost? Cost is given to you this plus 1120. Let's see here. The total project cost is there, administration total cost. Total cost you will get, right? I think it's the same question. May 2020, Hari, I think it was the same question. It was the same question. Later they added in the module itself. This question was there in the RTP. I remember I have done. And the same question after that attempt was added in the module. So total cost is there, concession period, they have taken 365 days, you can take 360 days also if nothing is mentioned in the question. 9125, so you will get the cost per day of concession period. Cost divided by number of days in the concession period. Right? Second part of the question. Second part of the question says compute the toll fee to be charged per vehicle of each type if the company wants to earn a profit of 15% on the total cost. Now here the problem, sir, there are 4 types of vehicles. There are 4 types of vehicles, but the cost is given common. How can we identify that how much is for which vehicle? So there is only one way of doing it. Convert it into a single type of a vehicle. That is the equivalent method. That is the equivalent method. Now for this, these weights are going to help you. Sir, if two-wheeler is having a weight of 5% and car and SUV is having 20%, what does it mean? Can I say from this interpretation, can I say that, sir, one car is equal to 4 two-wheelers? Can I say this? Can I say this? Because the weight of one car is equal to 4 two-wheelers. Can I say this? One car is equal to 4 two-wheelers. If I want to convert everything into two-wheelers, convert to equivalent units. If I want to convert everything into two-wheelers, can I say one car is equal to 4 two-wheelers? And if you take bus and LCV, can I say that one bus and LCV is equal to 6 two-wheelers? Right now? And heavy commercial vehicles, can I say this, that one heavy commercial vehicle is equal to 9 two-wheelers? I can say this now, right? Depending upon this weight, if I want to convert everything into two-wheelers, this is a very simple interpretation that I can say, right? The weight of the two-wheeler is 5 kg and the weight of the car SUV is 20 kg, let's say, right? So that means one car is equal to 4 two-wheelers, right? So that is how we are going to convert now. Convert it into equivalent two-wheelers. Convert it into equivalent two-wheelers. So two-wheeler traffic 44,500, weight 0.05, ratio is 1. So 44,500. Car and SUV 3450, weight is 0.20. Now ratio is what? Ratio is 4. That means this is what? This is equivalent to two-wheelers. That means if we are saying one car is equal to 4 two-wheelers, then 3, 4, 5, 0 cars will be equal to how many two-wheelers? Right? 4 multiplied by 3, 4, 5, 0, that is 13,800. Clear? Similarly, bus and LCV, 1800 is the daily traffic volume. Convert it into two-wheelers multiplied by 6. Heavy commercial vehicle, daily volume 816 multiplied by 9 to convert it into the equivalent two-wheelers. Right? So this is the total equivalent two-wheelers. Right? Now we can calculate what is the cost to be recovered per day. Cost per day of the concession period. What is the cost per day of the concession period? That is 12,67,000. Right? Plus 15% profit on the cost. It is given in the question. So this is the total selling price, we can say, divided by the equivalent units. You will get the per equivalent vehicle. Now 19.06 is for what? It is for a two-wheeler. It is for a two-wheeler. Right? Now if I want to for two-wheeler, it is 19.06. So for car and SUV it will be 4 times of it. For bus and LCV it will be 6 times of the two-wheeler. Heavy commercial vehicle 9 times. So this is the toll fee per vehicle for each category of vehicle. For each category of vehicle. Any doubts in this thing? So the important point here is the conversion point. Please let me know if you have any doubts in this thing. All clear? Yes, Vicky, today is the last day. Today is the last day. Welcome to last day. Okay, so we are done with question number 1. Let's come to question number 2 now. Let's come to question number 2. Mr. X owns a bus which runs according to the following schedule. Delhi to Chandigarh and back the same day. Distance covered 250 kilometers one way. Number of days run in each month is 8. Sitting capacity occupied is 90%. Delhi to Agra and back the same day. One way distance 210. Number of days run 10. Sitting capacity occupied. Delhi to Jaipur 270 kilometers. Sitting capacity and all that given. The following are the other details. Cost of the bus is given. Salary of driver, salary of conductor, salary of part-time accountant, insurance, diesel consumption is given, 4 kilometers per liter, road tax is given, lubricant oil is given, permit fee is given, repairs and maintenance, depreciation, seating capacity. Passenger taxes 20% of the total takings. Calculate the bus fare to be charged from each passenger to earn a profit of 30% on the total takings. The fares to be indicated per passenger for the journeys Delhi to Chandigarh, Delhi to Agra and Delhi to Jaipur. Yes, that the conversion will be easy in that case, Hari, right? Now, for this, what you will have to calculate, sir? You will have to calculate what is the total distance being travelled, what is the passenger kilometers for everything, like Delhi to Chandigarh. Let's talk about Delhi to Chandigarh first. Delhi to Chandigarh, right? Delhi to Chandigarh, can you tell me what is the distance being traveled? First, I will talk about the kilometers. Sir, there is 250 kilometers one way, one bus into 250 kilometers one way, right? Multiplied by 2 single trips, one way 250 kilometers up and down trip, 2 trips, 2 single trips, multiplied by 8 days, right? Multiplied by 8 days. And what is the seating capacity, sir? 1 second. Per month salary of driver, per month, per annum. Now he is talking about month, so we can do it monthly or we can do it yearly. You have to be careful. If you are calculating the passenger kilometers monthly, then do it accordingly. Seating capacity is 50 persons. Okay, he is working for 8 days in a month, multiplied by 50 persons and 90% occupancy rate. So this is the kilometer per month. That is 250 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 8 multiplied by 50 and 90% of that. That is 1,80,000 kilometers per month. Right? If I want to, okay, this is passenger kilometers I have calculated now. I have taken the passengers also. So this is the passenger kilometer that we have calculated. Right? If you want to calculate only the kilometers, out of this, if you want to calculate only kilometers, that will be 250 kilometers multiplied by 2 single trips, right, multiplied by 8 days, right? So that will be 4,000, 250 into 2 into 8, right, 4,000 kilometers. Clear? Let's see here. 4,000 kilometers, what will be the passenger kilometer? That will be 1,80,000 passenger kilometers. Clear? This is from Delhi to Chandigarh. Same way you will calculate from Delhi to Agra and Delhi to Jaipur. Absolutely same way. Kilometers also and passenger kilometers. Why we are calculating the kilometers? For this reason. For this diesel purpose, we need the kilometers, sir. Hanji, Vishal, definitely. For CMA also in October, 100% in October, sir. बस आप शेयर करते जाओ CMA स्टूडेंट्स के साथ, ठीक है, और करेंगे सर फिर डेफिनेटली. Clear, sir? So this part is done. This is what they have done. They have calculated the total kilometers. Why this total kilometers is required? For the calculation of this diesel consumption. Then they have calculated the total passenger kilometers. This is what? Total passenger kilometer. Please do not go by the solution of this. Calculate passenger kilometers as you have learned. Simple. They have done it in little bit confusing way. Forget about that. Right? Then monthly operating cost sheets. So they are also doing monthly. Please be very careful. Wherever the expenditure or the cost is given yearly, please convert it into monthly. Please convert it into monthly. So diesel cost, lubricant oil cost, repairs and maintenance, standing charges, everything is given. Total cost is there per month before passenger tax. Then passenger tax is what? It is on the takings. 20% of the takings. So you will have to assume the takings to be X, right? What you will have to assume? Let takings be X. So what it will be? So this X is equal to what? The cost, that is 2,34,345.25 plus passenger tax, that is 0.20x, plus the profit. Profit is how much? 30% on the takings. 0.30x. From here you will calculate the value of X. That will come to this value, right? Then you will put in the passenger tax is there, total cost is there, profit is there. This will be the total takings per month. Total taking means basically the total sales value, right? Now what he is asking us to calculate is the fares to be charged. Total takings calculated, sir. Then rate per passenger kilometer. Total takings divided by the total passenger kilometer, you will get the rate per passenger kilometer. Per passenger kilometer, right? Now, if from Delhi to Chandigarh, you are covering 250 kilometers and the rate is 0.90 for each passenger, per passenger kilometer, na? For each passenger, the rate is 0.90. So, for 250 kilometers, what will you charge from one passenger? 225 rupees. Delhi to Agra, 0.9 into 210. Delhi to Jaipur into kilometers. This is the fare to be charged from each passenger. From each passenger. Is it clear? Any doubts in question number 2? And you know, this is very much a realistic question, because Delhi to Chandigarh I have traveled many a times, right? So this used to be actually the fare at that time. Around 200, 180, 200 rupees used to be the fare. To my city also it was around 200 only, the normal bus fare. So this is quite a realistic question. This question they have prepared very realistically. Even the distance is absolute 250 kilometers from Delhi to Chandigarh. It is 250 kilometers. Clear? Any doubts? Nothing new in this question. And as such, there was nothing new in this particular question. Everybody, Preeti clear, Pritam clear, Siddharth clear, rest of the guys, Anita says clear, well done. Okay, so let's move on to the last question. Hari must be writing some summary. Hari, writing some kind of a summary for question number 2. We'll wait for that. Okay, let's come to the last question now. Question number 3, last question of this series. Rema says clear, well done. A company is considering 3 alternative proposals for the conveyance facilities of its sales personnel who has to do considerable traveling, approximately 20,000 kilometers every year. So there are 3 proposals that they are looking at. The proposals are purchase and maintain the own fleet of cars. The average cost of the car is 6 lakh rupees. Second alternative is allow the executive to use his own car and reimburse the expenses at the rate of 10 per kilometer and also bear the insurance cost. So the company is having, first option is they purchase their own cars. Who? Company. Right? Each car will be costing 6 lakh rupees. Another option is ask the executive to use his own car. Ask the executive, sir, use your own car, we will pay you 10 rupees per kilometer and also whatever is the insurance cost of the car we will bear. Right? The third is hire the cars from an agency at 1,80,000 per year per car. The company will have to bear the cost of petrol, taxes and tires. Further information is given. Petrol is 6 per kilometer, tire is 0.12 per kilometer, taxes 800 per car per annum, repairs and maintenance 0.20 per kilometer, insurance is 1200 per car per annum, life of the car 5 years with the annual mileage of 20,000 kilometers, resale value is 80,000 at the end of 5th year. Work out the relative cost of the 3 proposals and rank them. So what we will try to do, sir, for all the 3 proposals, what is the cost per kilometer that will be there? Right? Alternative 1, 2, 3. What is the cost per kilometer? That's it. Let's see. Relative cost, use of the company's own car, per kilometer cost we will calculate. Use of own car, use of the own car means by the employee per kilometer. Use of the hired car per kilometer. Reimbursement means you will have to pay something. In the first case, if the company is having its own car, then there is no reimbursement. They don't have to pay outside to someone, right? It is their own car, na sir. They will use their own car, that's it. In the second case, if the employee uses his own car, the company will pay him 10 rupees per kilometer, right? And in the third case, if they hire a car from an outside agency, they will have to pay 1,80,000 per year. 1,80,000 per year. Right? So 1,80,000 per year, and in 1 year they are traveling for 20,000 kilometers. So what will be the cost per kilometer? 9 rupees, right? Next, then what other cost is there? Sir, insurance cost is there. Insurance 1200 per car per annum. In the first case, will the company bear the insurance cost? Obviously, it is the company's car, so they will have to bear the insurance cost. What will be the insurance cost? Insurance cost per kilometer, that will be 1200 divided by 20,000. 1200 divided by 20,000, that is 0.06. So in the first alternative, when it is the company's car, company is bound to bear the insurance cost. Now nobody else is going to bear the insurance cost. In the second case, it is clearly mentioned that they will be bearing the insurance cost. But in the third case, the company will not bear the insurance cost. So 1200 is per annum, 0.06, 0.06. In the third case, if they are going to hire the cars, the company is not going to bear the insurance cost. As simple as that. Now, taxes. What about the taxes, sir? 800 per car per annum. So 800 divided by 20,000, right? That is per kilometer, divided by 20,000, 0.04. In the first case, when it is the company's own car, who will bear the taxes? Company will bear the taxes. In the second case, if it is the executive car, the company will not bear the taxes, right? In the third case, it is clearly mentioned that the company will bear the taxes. So taxes 0.04 in the first case, and in the third case, nothing in the second case. Depreciation of the car. When can the company claim depreciation, sir? The company can claim depreciation only and only if it is the company's car. That is the first case, right? So 6 lakh minus the scrap value divided by 5 years. This will give you for 1 year depreciation for 1 year. So 1,04,000 divided by 20,000 kilometers, that will give you the depreciation per kilometer, right? That will give you the depreciation per kilometer, and it will be there only in the first scenario when it is the company's own car. Petrol cost. Petrol cost is 6 per kilometer, and it will be only if it is the own car or if it is the hired car. Here it is given the petrol expenses will be borne by the company. In the second case, it will not be borne by the company, right? So first and the third case. Repairs and maintenance. Repairs and maintenance, sir, it will be borne only in case of the first option. Nothing here, sir. Repairs and maintenance, first option. Tire cost in the first option, and in the third option it is specifically mentioned that the tire cost will be done. So total cost per kilometer, what will be the total cost for 20,000 kilometers? Rank them. Whatever the option that will provide you with the least cost, that will be the first option, then second option, then third option, because the ranking is required. The second alternative, that is use of own car by the executive and reimbursement of expenses by the company, is best alternative from the company's point of view. Any doubts in this question number 3? Any doubts in question number 3? Please let me know if you have any doubts in question number 3. Mark it as important. This kind of a question institute normally asks. No doubt. Rest of the people, Katiravan says no doubt. No doubt. Clear. Okay, so with this we end the series. That was the last question for you guys. Question number 4 I have already given as homework, that was same. So with this we end the chapter also, and we end this ICAI module series also. The live sessions are over. That's it from my side. And thank you so much for everyone who was a regular, everyone who joined in this session, and all those, even all those who were not regular but they joined in between. Thank you to each one of you for joining in and for making this series special. I will remember, definitely I will remember all those who were regular. I will definitely remember. The only request to all of you is that you have studied from YouTube, right? Please do share your results after the attempt, because many of the times what happens is students are studying from YouTube. We do not have the data, sir. We do not have the data because many of us students are studying free of cost from the YouTube. We do not have the data, right? So because after the exams, during the results, many students, they do not share their result. How will we get to know, right? Positive, negative is a separate situation, but please do share your results, because we have also put in certain efforts. Definitely the majority of efforts is from your side, but we are also really excited to know that what is the result. Yes, sorry. Done. Good summary. So the end of your summaries also, Hari. I enjoyed your summaries for each and every question that you have been framing. That's a good one. Thank you, Suresh. Thank you. So any doubts or anything you people want to ask? From tomorrow, no live session, sir, and it will be your efforts now. From tomorrow onwards, your practice, how much you can practice, your efforts, your practice, your conceptual clarity. One thing I will say, that please do the written practice for this. Please, 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 for cost accounting, even for financial management, please do the written practice. That is where you can avoid certain types of mistakes, the calculation mistakes, the distribution mistakes. Certain types of mistakes can be avoided because of that, right? Thank you, Rema. Okay, anything you people want to ask? So last session, the end of the series. Thank you, Hari. Thank you everyone who joined in, and please in future also stay in touch. Please be a part of the Telegram channel, WhatsApp channel, wherever you want to stay connected. Please stay connected, right? Thank you, Katiravan. Thank you for being one of the regular students from the starting. So this was quite good, guys. Quite enjoyable series, and thank you for your cooperation throughout the period. Thank you, Siddharth. Thank you. Anything you people want to ask? Any queries related to anything? And please do stay connected on Telegram or WhatsApp channel wherever you wish to, because in the future also, whenever we'll be coming up with some things in the coming days, I'll be uploading the RTPs also, RTP discussion. So I will update that, right? So for all your updates, Hari, that is being done in the details is being done in the costing all-rounder course, but this attempt RTP I will upload, right? MCQ is not sure as of now, but RTPs definitely I will upload, right? End of an era. No, not an end of an era, just one series, end of just one series, but still a long way to go, and we people will stay connected now, right? And I hope all of you enjoyed the series. Please do give your feedback on YouTube on any video or something. You can post your comment. You can post how you enjoyed, whether you enjoyed this series or not. Please do share your feedback. That's a great thing for us. That is, and we can share that feedback for encouraging your fellow friends or the upcoming students. More such series, Hari. By that time now you will be advancing to the final level, right? You will be advancing to the final level now very soon, and I don't teach in the finals. As of now, I'm not teaching the finals. I'm taking only the intermediate, right? So I wish all of you the best for the future. I wish that all of you get success in your upcoming attempts, whether it is September, January, whatever the attempts are there. So you get success in your attempt, give it your best. That's the most important thing, and do not get demotivated even if you are not able to clear, because the failures are a part of life and you learn a lot from the failures, right? Dhanyavad Himanshu, Shubh Ratri. I will to stay connected. I will keep posting the videos. I will keep posting the shorts. Please do watch those, right? I to always stay connected on YouTube now. I post something on community, on the WhatsApp channel, and everywhere I keep active. I keep on posting something, right? So I'll keep updating you guys whenever the RTP sessions is coming. In case I plan for a live session for RTP, I'll also inform that, right? On Telegram, on YouTube community, on WhatsApp channel, everywhere I will update on that. Clear? Thank you, Pritam. Thank you. So I'll update you guys on that. Okay, so no more questions. Shall we end the session? The series, the end of it. Okay, so today I won't say that see you guys tomorrow, because now from tomorrow we will not be having a live session, but definitely see you guys one day. But all the best for your preparation and all the best for your examination, for your future, right? Just acha, for us, end of an era. Okay. So thank you so much for everyone. Always, always, Hari, always. The blessings always with you guys, right? Advice, guidance, always there for you guys. Always, anytime. Right? So thank you so much. Thank you so much everyone for joining in this series. And this is the end, but not the end of our union, or not the end of our connection, just the end of a small series. See you guys during the examinations also, right? And all the best. Give in your best. You people are absolutely awesome. Just believe in yourself that you people are awesome, and you people definitely will shine very good in the examinations. All the best. Definitely, Gatiravan, I'm coming in the first week of September to Chennai, near the ICAI Bhavan only. I will be there, right? In Chennai, I will be there on 2nd or 3rd September. I will be there for around 25 days. I will be there in Chennai. Okay, so thank you so much guys. See you very soon with some more sessions, some more videos that will be uploaded on the YouTube. Thank you everyone. Stay connected, stay safe, stay healthy, keep studying, keep sharing. Thank you so much.